All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are slowly getting back. Moto's coming up a little slowly today for me. But we're getting back in there. We'll be playing some more Cloud tonight as soon as we can, get to the deck list. For those of you not following my life day to day or listening to maybe the things that I've been mentioning the past couple of weeks, this will be the last stream for a while. Probably 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know exactly how long everything's gonna take, but I'm moving. So definitely at least the next 2 weeks, perhaps the next 3 weeks, depending on what my schedule ends up looking like and how smoothly the transition works out. But yeah, I'll be taking a few weeks off here. I'll come back sometime in December at some point. But tonight we're just gonna play some more Cloud, just chill, not make a lot of big sweeping deck building decisions. Maybe after I come back after a few weeks, we'll kind of take a look at how the meta's doing and see if we want to explore any other decks or like changes to Cloud as a sort of like reaction to the meta or anything. But tonight we're just gonna play our normal list we played last week. No changes. Obviously, we could make some more edits to the Ambroise list. We got our trophy last week. Winter Moon really performed. There's a chance you want to work like Enlightened Tutor back into the deck, just mostly as like a Winter Moon / Parallax Wave tutor. Most of your other cards don't really matter, but Parallax Wave and Winter Moon are just like really, really big power spike cards. And Cloud doesn't necessarily care about the card advantage loss when you're also like, a Skull Clamp deck. But like I said, I don't want to like fiddle with making the deck building decisions. I was talking with someone earlier today about trying to like hybridize the two lists of maybe you want to add like a small number of the Doom Travelers back into the list, support Skull Clamp a little bit, help flesh out the early curve a little bit more. But we're just not doing that right now. I just don't have the time or brain capacity. Eagle-eyed viewers may notice that like most of the clutter is out of frame here, but we started to like pack up everything, and everything over here in the office here is a complete mess right now. Real late night stream. Isn't this the same time I always stream? Is this? I mean, it was like 5 minutes late, but I clicked on Legacy because someone in chat said Legacy. I am in the middle of a Legacy League right here. I'm 2-1 with like something very close to Akaleth's list right now. Oh yeah, we get a new leagues. Oh yeah, big news in the Duel Commander world. Daybreak decided to align with the RC and kind of put to bed the doc versus the rules committee issue. So hopefully that is dead and gone, and we can leave him to scream into the void in his Discord. But it also might be a little bit harder to find people tonight, huh? If not a lot of active players yet. We'll see. The Bizarro DCS Deadpool ban, though, a broken clock's right twice a day, If you're gonna make 17 different ban list decisions, some of them are probably gonna be, like, reasonable. If I was like, I'm making my own Legacy, and I've unbanned Mind Twist and Black Lotus, it's just not like, you don't look at that list and go, he unbanned Mind Twist. Like, that makes sense. It doesn't really... I don't know why Mind Twist's on the ban list. Hey, what's up, Aurora? I'm so ready to bet that someone will have a wasteland at local Saturday. Yeah, I'm strongly encouraging like everyone that will listen, but like obviously there's so many people that are just gonna be so out of the loop that like small LGSs and stuff that will just look at Doc's website and just kind of be like, oh, weird, but okay. But hopefully people are getting the word out to their local communities and and are aware of, maybe not aware of like the full details of the schism, but aware of where to get their information from. Especially now, like Scryfall is tweeted out in support, posted on Blue Sky. Daybreak now supporting. It's like basically every single big every single big like dual commander, tournament organizer was all voicing their support. So it was really funny, I will say, to watch Oni's thread where like all the support started gathering to begin with. They were like, hey, start posting on the MTGO forums and like to garner support. And so a bunch of people started posting there, and Oni started gathering, like reaching out to like the tournament organizers and stuff, and posting screenshots of like all these tournament organizers. And when Scryfall posted their post on Blue Sky and all this stuff, and just like collecting this big gathering of people that are saying, hey, this is the True Rules Committee, and then Doc showing up in the forum post and being like, no one in this forum actually even plays MTGO, and it's actually just like a bunch of like a small collection of like the French people that are going against me. It's just like literally no one in the 7 pages of thread of like forum of posts of replies to that post was like, I support Doc FX and his agenda. Just complete silence. Just like, how do you even try to defend yourself like that? Dog is meowing, his dog locked out. Yeah, this room is in chaos right now, so if I let Dog in, she would probably knock over like at least 12 boxes. So hopefully she gets tired of screaming and jumping at the door, is my hope. Otherwise there might be a lot of background meowing. I know someone who sold 4 Imperial Seals after the announcement. Oh no. This is not a let Dog back in angle. I will refund your points if you request to let Dog back in. But no, yeah, this room's kind of a disaster right now as we pack everything up. If Dog's like banlist went through though, it's just like it sounds like such a horrible way to play the format. Just like, oh cool, I got Wasteland locked on turn 2 for playing any deck that has more than one color in it. Alright, cool. Alright, next game. Alright, well I got popped for playing a deck that has more than one color in it. I took 10 damage. Alright, well, next game. Just really deeply unpleasant stuff. I mean, probably some pretty pleasant stuff if you're like an Azusa player, I guess. Although then you're probably just getting popped by Mono Red and dying, so I don't know. It's just like such an insane spaghetti at the wall tactic. 30k points, I'll add Sneak and Show. Or Slime-Footed Squee, there we go. To the Cloud sideboard guide. I was like, Sneak and Show? I feel like I would have probably put that on like a sideboard guide, but I forgot I had that channel point reward. Haven't made a sideboard guide in a while. I've been out of the Legacy scene. For those of you that do want Legacy content, I don't know, we will be circling back around to it now that Legacy is like in a much more playable state than it was. Hopefully they continue to make it more playable. I think they were like, had a pretty light touch with the bans. Because of Eternal Weekends coming up, and I think they'll maybe, get rid of Tamiya, maybe the One Ring or something, who knows, in like February or March or something. But yeah, Akalith does have a great one on its Patreon. Highly recommend. I literally just like stole it to start playing Legacy again. I was just like, I've been out of the game. What's going on here? I played against the Mono Blue post deck like for the first time, and it was like, this is some of the most horrendous vibes I've ever had playing against any deck. This is some truly heinous stuff. My Savannah, I bought because of the streams are useful again. I mean, the micro green splash comes and goes. It was like we were on it in like, what is it, late 2023? No, it was early, yeah, I think it was like late 2023 or early 2024 time frame. I was on the green splash. It was like when Beans was really big and you like wanted Teague there. It was like pretty decent against some of the combo decks. It comes and goes. You're never gonna like feel too stupid about owning a Savannah if you're like have Death and Taxes. If the Beanar was good for Legacy, but more bans would be way better. Yeah, I suspect that they will come around to that depending on how Eternal Weekends break, how the Eternal Weekends shake out. If D&T streams had a commission on duels, you'd act like they'd have a couple boxes of tidbits. I was actually joking about trying to invent green white or blue white Death and Taxes because 2024 we conned everyone into buying plateaus, and 2025 was conning everyone into buying scrubland. So now I have to invent green white or blue white D&T to con everyone into buying more savannas or tundras. Just kind of a yearly thing. I was kind of looking at like Badger Mole, Cub plus Felia plus Wasteland. I was like, this is something we could. And like, dude, Gaddock Teague's already like the best Haybear you could be playing in this meta right now. Could we just like main deck some copies, play like green white? That's Maverick. Yeah, but like Maverick, but good. Maverick. What if Maverick actually just had like card advantage cards that could like win a game where your creatures got killed? Don't make me buy Gilded Drakes. Yeah, I do think if I were to play Blue-White Gilded Drake, it would be kind of bad right now. But Blue-White's got some merits. You do like Felia Riddler stuff that's like a little bit underexplored in the D&T space. As kind of as a Overlord stand-in. Meddling Mage is not Gaddock Teague. Meddling Mage and Lavinia are not Gaddock Teague, but they're like, okay. Maverick slander. Look, if Maverick was sorry, Dukes, who will never hear this, but shout out Dukes, incredibly nice guy. Love him to pieces. But like, has Maverick done anything in the past 5 years or something? I think it's okay to clown on. I'd rather buy another duel than a set of Riddlers. That's true, especially on Moto. They'll compare the price of Tundra to the price of Quantum Riddler. Maverick trans to me. Yeah, that tracks. That adds up. It's like Maverick and D&T are basically like Venn diagram of Maverick / D&T players and like trans people, just like one circle, something like that. D&T got to be like the highest ratio of like trans Magic players percentage wise, but Maverick is like D&T's close cousin. I think it's said the best Thalia is black. Don't get me on the hate bear soapbox again. I've been complaining about this so much lately about how like Mono White hasn't had a playable 2-drop hate bear in a decade. White Orchid Phantom's like the closest thing. It's like, it's probably a hate bear on like technicality, but like, why are we having to register Thalia, Containment Priest, Spirited Labyrinth in 2025? No soapbox tonight. We've been on the soapbox so many times already. Hey, Big Cuddle Monster, how's it going? Yeah, I was a little bit afraid of this with like the league that just fired and just no one being in the queues. We'll see how it goes tonight. We got started a little bit late, but we didn't have a intro spiel. Did you miss the soapbox? No, I said no soapbox. Soapbox is at the giveaway word. We're doing 2 giveaways tonight because this is my last stream for the month. So we do have 2 more giveaways for tonight. Let me double check to make sure that that's right. I'm like 90% sure that's correct. What was my last giveaway code? Whispers. Yeah, we're good. 2 giveaway codes. The soapbox will be the giveaway word if you guys trick me into getting on a soapbox again. Maverick let me listen to Strass's music for like 3 years. How's Strass doing? I haven't seen him live in a day. Do I just like miss him online, or has he not been streaming? He might have taken a break the same way I did. I don't know. In the last like 6 months, probably pretty brutal for morale. It was enough to get me to stop playing Legacy, which does take a lot. The last time I like stopped playing Legacy for more than like a month or so was Snoko, I think. Snoko, I just like didn't play for most of the summer, and just like totally miserable format. Stopped playing like 2 months ago. Yeah, I mean that does add up. Hopefully he comes back. Dip his toes back in as the format gets a little bit better. Mandibular kite? No. Get out of here. I won't fall for that bait. I'm feeling more and more like this is just gonna be like a sit and talk about stuff. Sit and chill, hang out with chat day. We'll see if we get some matches in, huh? Missed the pit? Oh, yeah. I remember that. What happened to them? They were like hosting a tournament and stuff, too, and then they just didn't. What if Felly a deck building stream? I mean, we could. I miss Anu. I also miss Anu. I saw he tweeted. What did he tweet today? That he had some like opportunity. He was like doing some like tournament casting something opportunity. I do love that Anurag's career is taking him better places in his life, but I also do greatly miss his contributions to the Legacy format. Something happened to Travis, and for better or for worse, he moved on. Oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, life happens. People come and go, I suppose. I don't even know what a Felia deck building stream would look like. It's just me pulling up whatever like the latest good looking Felia list is, and then adding in all of my pet cards that I want to try, and then cutting like the random shit that I don't like, and then probably making the deck mostly worse. Adding in all the fucking sicko avatar cards and warp cards from EOE that people aren't trying. Oh yeah, I imagine that's probably for how most of us operate in this world. Not a lot of people are, especially nowadays, are like pro content creators full time, or pro players or anything. What if card image game or whatever it's called, the Magic card art game? I'm terrible at that. I always watch Acolyte play it. I'm just like fucking dog shit, man. I can't recognize old cards. I don't have that like old card nostalgia that people are like, oh yeah, this fucking card from Exodus, this uncommon from Exodus that just fucking ripped in 2001. Just I don't know. I think it's the reason that I just have no interest in like pre-modern and stuff. It's just like playing these fucking dog shit cards from 1997 rules. Nah, that's not me. I love it when like new cards cycle into formats and they make deck building interesting, and they like improve on existing things or like refresh new things that exist. Now it's just like the constant churn of like new cards adding to like old like. So that's why I think I enjoy like Legacy and Duel Commander and stuff, just because like the breadth of cards plus the influx of new things. I want to play dog shit cards from 10 years ago, not dog shit cards from 30 years ago. Exactly. The cards at 30 years ago were like real dog shit. I guess 30 years ago is a little extreme, right? Actually, Magic is like that old, huh? It was like 93 or something. But yeah, pre-modern is like really not the format for me. I have heard rumblings that pre-modern is coming to Moto. Y'all see that? I don't know if we have any pre-modern heads in chat, but you see this contraption here? It's supposedly like pre-modern ban list. It's this very suspicious thing down here that runs on that apparently, like, if you submit a deck, it looks at the pre-modern ban list or whatever. Very mysterious stuff. We'll see if pre-modern is probably easy enough to implement. It's not like you're undergoing some sort of like points ordeal, like trying to get Canlander on the client. Just a simple as anything else. Format with a ban list and a set of legal cards. I love when new cards change decks, not when they make decks of whole cloth. Yeah, I hate when it's like a pre-packaged deck, right? Like the energy deck, where it's just like, here's 12 new cards that all go in the same deck and synergize with each other very blatantly. I like it when there's a new card that gets dropped in and kind of recontextualizes or like reconfigures how an existing deck works, or maybe makes a new deck work. I like Flicker Wisp. Yeah, you get it. Flicker Wisp is great. The fact that Flicker Wisp, not 2-drop Hate Bear, but honorable. However, they never printed a card that does what Flicker Wisp does, but better, because after it has existed for so long, just like the the platonic ideal of a Flicker card. Good stat line, good keyword, can target your own stuff, can target lands. Just the mixture of everything that nothing has quite done. Felia, we could argue that it's better than Flicker Wisp, and that would probably be a correct assessment of the card, but Felia misses on a number of things that Flicker Wisp doesn't. Alright, looks like that maybe Duel Commander just isn't happening tonight. Starting to look more and more like we should pull up a Felia deck list, huh? MTG top 8. Flicker Wisp also is very good art. That is true. I love Flicker Wisp art. I also love the borderless Flicker Wisp. Ah, fuck. Of course. So much for the Felia deck building. What the fuck's going on here? Excuse me? I got nothing. I guess I'll keep just like Esper stuff. Who knows? This hand's good against most things, so we'll see how it goes. If my opponent's on creatures or counter spells or reanimator, we got a little mixed bag of stuff. What am I leading on here versus this? Ooh, Helping Hand makes me kind of want to lead on Pride more, because then if they kill the Pride, we can then go like Bodyguard plus Pride. They exile it, obviously. Bummer, but such is life. Did they take a CDH deck into Duel Commander? Or is this a popular CDH duo? I've glossed over this card bouncing between the two like 5 times. I literally have not read it yet. Flying one. Oh, dead. Goodbye. My Pride got ousted. Alright, I guess we probably just cast Cloud then for curve purposes. Although let me shuffle away our Pride, which is kind of a bummer, but we probably don't care that much. Maybe they have a 1-mana counter for it too. Who knows? There are plenty of those. Mana Tithe. Alright, we get to draw our Onslaught Pride at least. I'll put this in the yard. For the helping hand? Probably not. We have enough stuff for the helping hand, and we don't want to get the Cloud stranded if they have another counter spell. I think I'm going to go Bodyguard, Pride, and then if they counter the Pride, we helping hand the Pride. Or, okay, can't seem rip that. Looks like they are kind of just like a weird good stuff, removals, counters, efficient creatures. Something like that. I don't think I want to just like cast one creature this turn. I don't love playing off curve, but what am I going to do about this Baraglyph? Am I just going to block it? I think so. Next turn we can helping hand plus Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh. I guess that's something to do about that. This thing doesn't have flash or some weird bullshit. Yep, it's just a guy. This is... God, I never read any of these goddamn cards. Alright, yeah, sure, why not? Versus 3 cards in hand. We definitely want a double spell here. I think I'm going to lead Anointed Peacekeeper, though, because if my opponent counters it, we might helping hand it rather than Esper Sentinel. And if they have a counter spell, they could probably pay for an Esper Sentinel anyway. They have Cryptic. Be a strong read. They could, and they got the mana for it. Be kind of okay with it. Yeah, I guess. I don't know what's happening, chat. This guy is scary. Fucking 5 power. Can't really do anything to it. Nice. Drown in the Lock, by the way. I kind of want to name Otawara. This Drown in the Lock will be relevant at some point, but I mean, it's not right now, so who knows. But I can make their Otawara cost 6. Is that good? They might just like play land and cast one of their things. In which case, I still don't think I care. I think that's fine. Although, yeah, I'm kind of in for any Otawara, honestly. We can always getting it back with a helping hand at a later point or something. Otawara. Am I even scared of this thing? It's gonna show up and have 6 power. We can't really attack into it very well. Start accruing value. My switch name? Tevish Sat. My brain wasn't ready for this. Guess I don't really... If my opponent just leaves up Otawara, I guess it's not a huge deal, huh? They can make the Baraglyph a 3/4. I'm gonna name Tevish. Tevish Sat, I guess. Card seems more threatening on this board. Have to be cognizant of getting Drowned in the Locked if I like sack Bodyguard and they have 2 mana up and they can try if I try to helping hand my Bodyguard or something. But knowing that the Drowned in the Lock is there, it's a little bit easier to play around at least. I think it's just like Esper cards. This is just like I miss Rafine.deck. Alright, so we know that they have Otawara, so they can make their Baraglyph a 3/4 here. I think I just block with Peacekeeper and pro-black the Peacekeeper to force some sort of action from them. I don't know what it will be, but... Oh, no, that doesn't actually force action. I guess I just declare blocks here first, actually. Because it's just a 2/3 right now. And then just let it go to combat unless they cast a spell. And if they do cast a spell, I just sack Bodyguard. Yeah, so now the action's kind of forced on them. They can Otawara something. Or maybe the cast a spell that they drew. Oh, yeah, they drew a Ganjo. Suppose I can't prevent that, but that's also fine because we've declared a block at least. Yeah, did. Hopefully we draw a land. I would love to Helping Hand this and cast Cloud this turn. Although if they might play the Otawara here to hold up Drown, but they might not. Who knows? They do. Okay, so no Helping Hand. Ooh. Guess they're going to cast that next turn. I think I want to get Cloud down. Skyclave's not terribly interesting here anyway. I mean, getting the Baraglyph off the board would be nice. We're not really racing them. What's my plan with Cloud? Just get like GTA or something so we don't die to the Sphinx. I'm gonna attack with Pride, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would have been sick to have a land. We could also just get, like, Clamp, although Clamp's really bad against Drown in the Lock. Formal Wear, honestly, might just be pretty nice, too. Pretty hard for them to counter. Kind of just like GTA, though. GTA to help mitigate the board. This Stoic Sphinx is hard for us to answer and does kind of put this game on a clock. Because I could have killed the Sphinx this turn if I wanted to. If I like Helping Hand the Anointed Peacekeeper, they're almost guaranteed to try and lock it, and then I can Skyclave the Sphinx, but I don't think I'm that pressed about it. I think I'm pretty fine with this choice. Yeah. We can just chump block the Goyf with the cat. Oh, you're gonna kill my Bodyguard? Or you're gonna attempt to kill. I guess it's the same thing. I was kind of like really tunneled in on the countering thing. Kind of forgot I could just target one of my 1-drops this turn, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we did actually have enough, huh? With the Bodyguard. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we were 1 off. I didn't get the notification. I hate Twitch. It happens. Well, they have to top deck really well here to beat Cloud GTA. I guess not really well. They just have to top deck like a removal or counter spell, of which their deck is probably a decent chunk. But if they just miss, draw like a random creature, tap out for a planeswalker or something, they're gonna get kind of KO'd. Got a foil extended abandoned air temple for Cloud and Orphelia. Hell yeah. I think it's going to be a pretty easy mainstay forever in mono white decks. Really would like to draw a land. Helping hand back this Noted Peacekeeper or tax this Tevish Sod or something. Or not, and that's fine too, I guess. I'm just gonna... I mean, they have to like sacrifice real permanents if they want to draw cards with it, so I'm not terribly threatened by it. I do obviously have to get it off the board at some point, but I think we just spend this turn getting GTA online. I'm going to leave the Esper Sentinel back in case my opponent... 1, 2, 3, 4. Still have no lands. Cool. In case my opponent like kills the cat or whatever, I want to be able to jump block the Barrowgoyf. Might as well send both at Tevish. Alright, we get 1 million GTA counters. I can technically kill the Barrowgoyf in combat. If I like block it and -4/-4 it. Pretty dangerous to do, but we'll see. If they just like kill the Esper Sentinel and it doesn't work at all. Also, we just have Skyclave sitting in hand to answer the Barrowgoyf, so I'm not super pressed about it. Alright, if they plus, I'm just going to ping the Thrall token in response. Or if they, you know, do the plus that makes them draw cards. Attack. No attacks. Interesting. Would love to draw land. What are you doing? Sacrificing another creature, Planeswalker, if you do draw cards. Alright. In response, I will kill your Thrall token. You are free to sacrifice one of your pretty good creatures to draw 2 cards. Alright, deal. I was not expecting Wrath of God in my opponent's Barrowgoyf Stoic Sphinx deck, but this Tevish Sod might get a little bit out of hand here, huh? What am I doing this turn? Am I just letting Cloud die, helping handing it, getting pre-war formal wearing back something, probably? Bury all creatures, indeed. Alright, well, if my opponent drew Mental Misstep, I'll just cry a lot about it, so that's fine. Again, would love... I guess this turn would the land wouldn't even do a lot. But, of course, there it is. Helping hand back my Cloud. Formal wear back. I guess Anointed Peacekeeper. I just want like meat in play to stop Tevish Sod from getting too big. Hey, Jeff BT19, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. What's happening? Oh, there's this trigger on this deck. Nice hand! Alright, I guess we just named Tevish Text the ability to activate. Tevish. Fuck, how do you spell this? It's Tevish. Sod, Doom of Fools. No, these are cards do anything. Cool. All right. Pay your 2 mana. Make your 2 1/1s. I will ping them both and send both my guys at Teversat, I believe. And also equip the GTA. Not in that order. Cool. Do I want to cast any of these spells pre-combat? Doesn't really make sense to, I don't think. Send the squad. Oh shoot, I forgot to pump. Oh well. I was supposed to pump Cloud after no blocks. I think, at least. I don't think I'm playing around removal last card. Again, it probably isn't a huge deal anyway. I kind of don't want to be limited by my own Archon. And I don't think we'll be limiting my opponent off of casting multiple spells, given their current state of affairs. So I think I'm just going to cast Thalia to add to the board. Really wish I'd taken Teversat off the board, though. In case my opponent like finds another Wrath or something. Alright, they just give up. Cool. Love that for me. I think they're just like Esper leaning more control than tempo, I guess. They had some like flash creatures and efficient creatures like Baragoyf, but they also had Wraths. So like kind of Esper control-y. Don't really see a good argument for boarding in Thalia or anything. This hand seems fucking awful. Nice hand when you're playing against Yoshimaru. Not so much when you're playing against an Esper control deck. Ooh, you don't say. Don't mind if I do. Oh god, I kind of want all of these. Do I bottom the City Traders? Is that nuts? Just like I'm not particularly interested in temporary mana in this game that's gonna go long, and like I'm gonna curve out pretty reasonably. I guess City Traders lets you sneak in a Winter Orb though. If you like turn 3, just turn 2 is like hold up a Demi, turn 3 is cast Cloud into a counter spell, and then just go City slam Winter Orb. Yeah, never mind. We're just gonna bottom Witch Enchanter, I think. What if they just Thoughtseize my Winter Orb? Get him. I do love how Thoughtseize proof my Winter Orb plan is here. Counterspell proof. I guess you could also just jam Winter Orb and then Jolted Awake Winter Orb if I'm doing the jamming into counterspells thing. Whatever. It's fine. Our hand has layers. Alright, we're just gonna leave up a Demi into a bunch of mana here. No reason to jam Cloud into counterspells. You say our hand is like an onion. It is not unlike an onion. Basic lands? That's cheating. You can have basics when I have a Winter Moon. That's a fucked up, opponent. That's not cool. Ah. Would they just like counterspell this? That'd be nice. Would I jam Cloud Winter Moon in that case? I could just like play Winter Moon. Ooh. Stuff happening. Dismember. Holding up mana. Cool, cool. All according to plan. This is what I want. Do we run any cards with N-Web? No. We were playing, Arachne, whatever the universes within Arachne is, in a different version. Alright, so how does this turn go? It's pretty clear that they're holding up Counterspell of some kind. So our options are Winter Moon into Jolted Awake Winter Moon, or Cloud into City Traders Winter Moon. What happens if I Cloud City Traders Winter Moon? It doesn't even do like a ton, obviously, so it's not like the biggest prize in the world. I kind of like don't want to blow up my City of Traders here, but obviously it burns my Jolted Awake, which can also be used to get an extra Cloud or something. If I just like Winter Moon, Jolted Awake, Winter Moon this turn, next turn I'll have 4 mana. I can Cloud for probably just Clamp, honestly. Yeah, that's probably fine. We just want to conserve our mana. I guess the danger of this is that it might just resolve and they untap and I cast a 4-drop or something. Yeah, like that. I didn't think that far ahead. Controlled away the Ademi. That doesn't seem very good though. What am I scared of? What are they gonna untap and do that I'm scared of? It's fine. What could they possibly have? 2 islands? Fucking cheats. Did they even fetch for these? I'm not allowed to have islands in your 3-color deck against my Winter Moon. Perfect draw. Alright. 5 cards in hand. Next question is, like, if I cast Cloud here and it gets countered, and do I let it go to the graveyard? So we're like playing a really dangerous game. I think you would play Cloud first. Yeah, I was talking about it, and then I ultimately decided like I didn't really want to run the Cloud into. I'd rather use the Jolted Awake than cast the Cloud that turn, but I didn't think about what happens if they just don't have the counter or don't want to counter. Letting it go to the graveyard seems heinous. That yeah, against a bunch of mana open, it's kind of awful for me. But I also just don't want to like cast my spells in a bunch of open mana. I could just like Jolted Awake a Demi and cast Burdened Fortune and keep sitting on my hands. My opponent's got to do something eventually, right? On a follow-up turn, next turn we'll have 6 mana, so we could Cloud into Cloud if it gets countered. I do hate burning my Jolted Awake, though, but Jolted Awake on my commander is really dangerous against the counterspell deck. I really, really don't want to just cast Cloud, countered off of double island, cast my 1 mana 1/1 with no text. It seems like the worst possible outcome for this turn. What happens if they just play multiple island cyclers? What do they just play multiple island cyclers for the first island? Oh, they have a bunch of island cyclers and then they still have the Tainted Pact, I see. Just good deck building. I mean, it's fine. The 3-color decks can have basics. I think we just kind of have to cast Cloud here. I think I played last turn badly. Overthought it a little bit. Alright. You need like Oppoed? I shouldn't have said that. Alright, wow. Alright, didn't get Oppoed. Big. Feels like a clamp angle. What's happening? What's going on? This is not going to work, right? It's not going to work in some shape, form, or fashion. My opponent is going to stop me from doing the thing that I want to do. If that's the case, I might just wait a turn for when I have more mana, and I could, like, Jolted Awake the Clamp or something. Do I just, like, I think I just put 2 bodies into play. Like, I don't want to play the Clamp and then just get removal spell, untap, exile your Skull Clamp or something. If they wait till next turn, I have a creature in play, I can cast the Clamp into a counter, Jolted Awake back the Clamp. Try to accrue value from that. You can just like cast a stupid Sphinx or something. Just have it again. Orcish Bowmaster? That would be a little unfortunate. Oh. Nice drown in the lock. Good thing I didn't cast Clamp, huh? I feel like you almost would just rather hold on to this. It's like just not worth killing the 1/1 when I have Clamp in my hand. Even if you just have other counter spells, I don't know. I guess maybe they just like slam Teversat here and then try to grind me that way. Nope. Alright. Another basic, probably. That's cheating, opponent. I feel like that's just way smarter, huh? Although those also, it sets me off mana to like do the Clamp Jolted Awake thing again. But like this is gotta garner some reaction, right? My opponent has to make some sort of move here. Cast a spell. Give me something. Give me anything, opponent. What's going on over there? Fetch your basic swamp. No interest in city. I thought about city. I sit on my city like a little bit too much, but like you're so mana hungry. But this hand is it's rapidly becoming not mana hungry because we could have like played city there and then held up the ability to like Clamp Jolted Away Clamp. I think likely what I should have done is just not played a land. And then decide based on what my opponent does there. Oh, I guess maybe they need double white. And they need to fetch into the Winter Moon. Nice. Cryptic Command. Floating 4 mana. Letting this resolve. A bold strategy. Alright. Well, I think I'm just taking this Solitude and then clamping my Cloud to draw 4 cards. I don't really know what that was about, but okay. The Solitude costs you 2 mana on a white card, which you don't have, or 7 mana, so I think I'm just gonna do that. They did even have the Stoics. They also I don't know what just happened, chat. They like floated a bunch of mana into my Winter Orb and stuff. Get out of here, Solitude. I guess I should have attempted to enter combat, but yeah, whatever. I will elect to draw 4 magic cards, and also not leave Cloud in the graveyard because the Cling to Dust. Would have been a nice turn for City of Traders Clamp and then jolt away the Cloud while they're tapped out of Cling, though. I don't think it matters. It in fact does not matter. I don't know how they messed that up. It looked like they just wanted to Solitude the Cloud in response to the Spellbinder, I think. And they just floated mana and then let the Spellbinder resolve, but then also let the Spellbinder trigger resolve, all of which they had opportunities to not do. So I'm a little confused on how that turn played out, but... They also just, like, straight up didn't have anything. Their hand just, like, did not. They just, like, didn't cast any of their spells. They could have just, like, edicted the Cloud the previous turn or something. Untapped their land. That was a weird couple of turns. I don't really know what happened. We did, in fact, get there, despite our not the best sequencing. I think we should have just slammed Cloud into Winter Orb, I didn't think too strongly about the, like, what happens if they just don't counter my spell, and then, like, I don't have anything, and then they could, like, potentially untap and play something pretty powerful, and I don't have a board. And then on the Elite Spellbinder turn, I should have just not played my land. Have the option, like, don't really care about playing around specific counter spells. Just if Spellbinder gets countered, we can either choose to clamp or choose to, like, clamp plus Jolted Awake, depending on what happens. But just not playing a land before casting my first spell makes more sense. Because after seeing that hand, I would have absolutely taken the Solitude and then played City of Traders and then clamped Cloud and then brought back Cloud with whatever it was, the Jolted Awake. If they didn't counter anything ever, you just win easily. Yeah. But that involves, like, me casting multiple, like, on that turn 3, casting both my spells, like, putting a clock into play as well as the Winter Orb, and not just, like, Winter Orb against your untapped lands, go. So I think the best sequencing there on that turn was probably cast Winter Orb, cast Cloud. Or, opposite way, I think. Cast Cloud, cast Winter Orb. With City. We can all agree that we got our happy ending with Daybreak with the committee. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit up top, start of the stream, but very glad that Daybreak, Scryfall, pretty much everyone voiced their support for the committee, and Doc can scream into the void while less and less people hear his cries. Hopefully, everyone's local communities are getting more informed as to where the new ban list updates are. Still very puzzled about how that game went, or how that they're puzzled about a lot of things that happened. Deck design, commander choices. Don't really know what was happening. I mean, I guess nothing was wrong with how their deck was built. It seemed like mostly just, like, pretty reasonable Esper cards, but just why are we casting quote unquote pretty reasonable Esper cards with some, like, pretty dog shit commanders? Horus, alright. Oh, I forgot to cut the Path to Exile, huh? Path to Exile is probably not really playable. I didn't talk about, like, the Nadu ban at all. We kind of jumped right into it. Sands not great against Horus. Gondra Castle's can be nice against him on, like, the combo turns. Sands a little bit weak. I'll just keep. But yeah, Nadu kicking the bucket means we probably just, like, we can kick Path to Exile back to the curb. Path, notably, the only other good matchup is, like, Uharis, where instant speed, cheap removal is pretty good, but even then it's, like, not great here. You probably just go back to not playing Path at all. Why Tevish? Yeah, didn't make any sense. I need to add the close look and zoom in on the cards because I don't know any of them. You don't know Uharis the Storm Spinner, aka Spider-Man 2099? Get with the times. Although if the ad's playing, you might not be able to hear me, huh? I think we just jam. No, not Spell Snare or Fort Spike or Stern Scolding or Wash Away. Those cards are cheating. Damn. I don't know if it's correct, but I think I, like, almost always jam into the turn ones. There is a reasonably high subset of cards that get you, but, like, it's not, like, massive. It is, like, 4 or 5-ish. I guess always is a strong word. Sometimes when you have, like, better things to do on your turn too, you can like try to play around it better. But my other 2-drop options were not very exciting. Like, this turn, I might just hold up Cathar Commando because casting Hell Trooper is not very cool anyway. And it plays around them doing anything on their turn 2. I don't really know what I'm doing on my turn 3, though. Maybe just casting Parallax Wave, honestly. Good at protecting my own creatures. Good at stopping Horus from doing his thing. Good at getting counterspelled, I guess. Should have maybe even played the tapped Witch Enchanter. Ooh. Sanctifier Impact's pretty nice here, huh? Lets me double spell. It's a card that, like, can just sit in front of Uharis forever. It's really hard to answer. Oh, I should probably attack first. I guess if I get counterspelled, I don't want to attack because I don't want to get flattened. Oh, stop. I don't want to get killed by, like, Bolt Uharis combo. And, like, 3 damage probably isn't going to matter. God. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. If they just play Uharis. Yeah, whatever. What would I replace Parallax with if it ever gets banned? I probably wouldn't try to replace the effect that it has because it's pretty unreplaceable. I would just play another card that I want to put in the deck. Just like another okay removal spell or okay creature that just like hasn't quite made the cut. I don't know what that would be. Enlightened Tutor is currently a card that's on my list of like cards I want to put in the deck that isn't in it. Although Enlightened Tutor gets worse if you if you lose Parallax Wave. But like Lava Boot's another card that I've liked in Cloud a lot. That just it hasn't made the cut in the Ambroise list. Some random 2 to 3 drop Hay Bear, and we're not playing. What am I doing against this Uharis, huh? Skyclave doesn't seem thrilling. Parallax Wave also doesn't seem thrilling. You got it, boss. Oh dear, that's bad for me. Well, I guess we can Skyclave the Clout at least. Oh, we can Cathar. Oh no, we can't Cathar Commando with the Clout because he's going to shoot the Cathar Commando. Play the MH1 Path. I don't even want to play the Path. I don't want to play Sorcery Speed Path at 2 mana. I saw a Pauper deck list that had Cloud of the Dawn spell on a Wild Mongrel. Now that's a banger. I mean, I guess I just... You can block this to negate 8 damage, or I can keep a Helitrooper. I think that... I don't need this Helitrooper, huh? Shoot the Uharis, or shoot the Cathar Commando, sure. This Winter Moon doesn't look very good. Why do they have their basics tonight? What's going on? I mean, Winter Moon's not very good against Uharis. The 2 Codex it is worse against. It has some like variable playability. I think I probably am just playing this Agancho. I don't really think I have the mana to ever... I was gonna cry if I got Stern Scolding there. There's always Get Lost. I hope I never have to cast Get Lost again for the rest of my life, if I'm being honest. Ouch. Well, I guess now we hope for no counterspell and slam Parallax Wave. Is there ever a world where I play Cloud here to try to bait something? We're taking 5 at 13. What do we Cloud? We would Cloud for Cloud for formal wear here. Get Skyclave for Uharis. Monastery plus 3 cards in hand. We could end up taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're also just like dead if my opponent has one of like the hasty things. Although they would have probably fired that off this turn, right? Just deal me like extra 6 or whatever. Although they wouldn't get into the Uharis buff. This is better if we draw land next turn. I guess it's kind of the same. 4 drop plus 3 drop. Stop! Let me have my thing. No! Forced negation! The worst punish possible. It's the counterspell that doesn't hit my Cloud. Alright, well, hopefully we draw land and then Cloud for more. Do something, somehow. They'd replay Uharis, kill my Cloud. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Something. Seems like we're getting murdered here, huh? Ouch. 9 going to 4. Not great against a deck that... Also, yeah, if we just kill this, we just die. They just cast Uharis. Hit me with Detective's Phoenix, so we just die. Alright, well... This does nothing. It does the exact same thing I just said, so yeah, we're good. Can't Cloud for... We can, like, 4 mana Cloud, draw... Yeah, whatever. I'm good. We can move on. I still don't know if you're supposed to be a Thalia deck in this matchup. I feel like the answer is no. But, like, their deck obviously does have a bunch of non-creature spells, and that you would be kind of okay taxing. Fucking Gemstone Caverns garbage card. Cloud into Clamp. Solitude, white card, land, Swords to Plowshares. Is that outs? I think that might be outs. I'm happy. I'm fine conceding there, I think. What am I doing here? Turn 2 Cloud. City Dust Bowl, not bad. Extraction Specialist, not bad. Is this a keepable hand? Am I insane? Seems kind of bad. Dust Bowl's not terrible against Uharis because it's a deck that like likes to hit a bunch of land drops. What am I mulliganing for exactly? This deck. This is the problem with this deck that I've found. Like the Ambrose build of it is that like you just don't have nearly as consistent early game plays. So you just like play much worse into like counter 1 spell a turn sort of strategies. Obviously, like, this hand is pretty below average, but, like, this is just nothing. It's just a bunch of 3 drops. If my opponent has, like, 2 counterspells in hand, I'm just gonna have the repeat of last game, where I just get, like, counterspell, Uharis, goes out of control, kills you. I think I did add the March, right? You definitely want instant speed removal for Uharis. Something like March is really nice. We're gonna get hit by another 4 spike / Stern Scolding / World blah blah, all the cards that I listed. Oh, definitely always jamming with this hand. Come on. Come on. Yeah, they don't always have it. Alright, step 2. Truly no idea what's happening with this Cloud Trigger. Stifle? Stifle me? Dang. My hand is Skyclave, Extraction Specialists, Elite Spellbinder. I kind of just want GT a little bit. GT, we have Reverent Mantra to back it up, and GT is like the cheapest, so the most efficient to get online. It's either GT or just straight up Skull Clamp, I think. It might be Skull Clamp just to, you know, continue to hit land drops and play the game. But GT, getting a GT connection, which is a little bit easier when we have Reverent Mantra, is really, really powerful against Uharis. I don't know if that one's correct. Problem is that I'm just going to cast a 3-drop into a 2-drop counter spell, and then the next turn I'm going to... Ooh. That's a fun little surprise. It would be nicer if we draw another land so I could, like, Cigar to Zade and have a 3 here. I think I'm still casting Spellbinder here. I guess, like, if I just play Aid Say Go, my opponent just doesn't do anything, and then untaps, and then passes the turn, and then I just waste 2 mana, and then the same counterspell's still there, but now I have a Cigar to Zade in play, but then I have, even if I draw land, I have 4 mana and a handful of 3s and 2s, which doesn't curve out well. Spell. Oh. Alright. Not countering your spell. Alright, now we get to have a lot better info going forward, which is really nice for our GT plan. In terms of counter spells or removal spells. This feels like a bad order unless you don't have any counter magic, because now we just get a Reverend Mantra. Going to pitch Extraction Specialist here. If we had 4th land rolled up, I'd pitch the Aid, but next turn looks like a pretty good window to aid GT if we miss the land drop. If they have a counter spell here, I'm going to look really silly to cast the Malcolm. They don't have a counterspell. Alright, fair enough. Wow, this hand has nothing! I do love... Swarm Yard makes me laugh a lot. It's really fun. Being able to regenerate your Uharis. I mean, I guess I'm taking this expressive iteration. Your hand is dog shit. They definitely kept it off the strength of Pyrokinesis, which is obviously a very powerful card. But their hand is straight ass. I will declare blocks. I will not let you loot. Not allowed. Well, I hope they didn't draw a counterspell or a removal spell. I don't know. Removal spell's better, because we can at least get Sanctifier down. It'll be hard for them to answer and get the GT on it. No. Oh, nope, it's fine. I was so ready. I mean, 3 cards, a lot of cards to look at to ruin my day, but it's not day instantly ruined, so. I would have definitely taken the Brainstorm over the Expressive Iteration if it was in their hand there, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's hiding on the top of the deck. Can't thought sees the top of the deck. Huh? Alright, well, that's not great. But lets me get the GT re-equip. But now my Cloud's gonna get Uharis. And they're gonna have a 5/5 Murktide in the way. Life's definitely not great. It could be better. Hopefully we draw land. Land would be excellent. Information spew. I guess it's not a spew. They just don't want to play the Swarm Yard. Imagine if I gotten Clamp. Yeah, that would have been much better, huh? Oh man, we're gonna feed the Uharis with the Expressive Iteration exiled? Kind of hilarious. Imagine if I had command, or if I didn't have Skyclave and I had the other thing instead. We know their whole hand. There's 4th land. A little rough, but is what it is. Problem here being, I think I do need to do this to stem the bleeding, but then they get to play 5/5 Murktide to get in the way of my Sanctifier. I'm also just gonna do this now. Play around, you know, counter spells. It is, I guess it's the same, because it still costs the 2 mana if I want to equip it to the Cloud later. But this does stem the bleeding here, because it doesn't give, they have horrible attacks, obviously. And they can't shoot the Sanctifier with the Uharis trigger, even off the Expressive here. Kind of expected them to Murktide, but... Alright. I suppose we can't kill the Uharis this turn with 1 GT trigger, but it lets the Sanctifier outclass the Murktide. Probably just slam Cloud next turn. They get a Tarfire, and not a land to cast their Tarfire because they didn't play their Swarm Yard. No attacks. Shoot me for 2. Alright. It's gotta just be attack, play Cloud. I could Cloud for Clamp, actually. Cloud for Clamp seems great here, especially with Aid. Do I just clamp him immediately? A little risky with an Uharis in play. I suppose we're at virtual like 19. They don't have that much in their hand. We kind of need to reload. I could just leave the Cloud in play and try to block the Uharis and like cast the Clamp and put the Clamp on the Cloud. Then plays worse into counter magic, obviously. On the other end is blank Murktide. 1 card that they naturally drew for turn. 1 card that they selected off of their Expressive Iteration. But we're not dead even if it's like the... They don't have a new Horus activator, so even if it's like the haste thing, they pop me for like 10 or whatever, we're still not dead. I think I'm just gonna clamp the cloud now. Do I ping the channeler too so I don't get more surveils? I kinda want to. Doesn't let me attack into the Murktide as well, but... These cards are okay. Pinging the Channeler. They still just have 2 things for the Murktide right now. It's a 5/5. My thing attacks is a 6/6 into the Murktide, though, which is really nice. But obviously, leaving the Channeler alive gives them more opportunity to surveil blue instants and sorceries into their graveyard, which could get harder to deal with. But we also have Flicker Wisp now to get the Murktide out of the way, and also to make it a 3/3. So, yeah, let's ping the Channeler to not give them as much card selection here. Sure. Alright, yeah, digging for stuff to feed the Murktide. That is a card to feed the Murktide. Not red. Is in fact devoid. Attack for 4. Alright, now what? 3 mana up. I think I do have to flicker the Murktide and attack, and then what? I don't really want to Skyclave the Uharis. I guess I could. If they spend 4 mana on it, then we just have 3 GT counters. We also don't even need to kill it. We just need to, like, ping it down enough that it can't deal any damage effectively, so we maybe don't need to waste all the GT counters. Definitely Flicker Wisp to the Murktide attack, and then it's... I could, like, try to play around a counter spell, just hold up, like, Flash in Sash or something, but I think I'm fine just doing this instead. Counterspell would be unfortunate. What did I do there? Seems like we're getting countered. Did I not play my land before this? No, I think I did, right? I missed a land drop at some point. Does this buff Murktide? No, okay. If they were like to cast red sorceries, they go straight to exile. It's a replacement effect. 4/4. I'd have to use all the counters. Only ETB grows. Well, no. Every time an instant or sorcery leaves your graveyard. That's what I meant. Okay, I played no land first. Didn't get killed. Oh, the Sanctifier ETB. Yeah. Only the Sanctifier ETB would grow Murktide. If I attack, I have to buff and then use both counters to clear the Murktide, and then I just have a Naked Skyclave, which gets killed by the Uharis recast. If I leave it back, there's a fucking 6/6 Murktide Regent that's going to kill me. I could equip Skull Clamp attack. That buffs me to 5 power, which leaves me 1 GTA counter, and the inability to really do anything else. I can cast Sash. What happens if I equip attack and they just don't block, though? They only have 1 card left in hand. I think equip attack no blocks would be kind of fine for me. I have Sash to try to block to beat the Uharis in combat, and then the GTA hopefully can race the Murktide. I guess it's kind of a little hopeful, but is that better than just attack, block, trade all counters, Skyclave, Uharis? Uharis comes back down, shoots Skyclave, they get nothing, they have an Uharis. We're at 11 still, we have 7 mana, we replay Cloud. Go get Formal Wear or something, we can clamp it. It's a little risky, we get a bunch of draws though. I think I'm better off just attacking here. I think it's a little bit dangerous if my opponent doesn't block. If I equip Clamp and then my opponent chooses not to block. Alright. This is also an acceptable outcome, because now we just get to Skyclave the Uharis. That's not that bad. I was about to say, oh no, we're just gonna die to this, but no. This has to attack, and also they need Delirium, so this thing's a long ways away. Oh, they are just Hellbent, though. Sick. They don't cast Uharis. Interesting. Well, I don't have a lot of options here. I could clamp Sash and attempt to draw 2 cards to hit, or I could just draw 4 off of Cloud, fully tapping out, funding either Solitude or surviving a turn off of the GTA, and then setting me up, and then getting like Formal Wear and setting me up to like Formal Wear back the Flicker Wisp or something to try to survive to next turn. Do we have like lethal at any point here? Wait, hang on. This is 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we never have lethal here. I mean, technically with Abandoned Air Temple, no, they would not have mana to like Lion Sash. It'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, wait, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, then they would just block. their Abandoned Air Temple would be face up, so I was thinking about like Sneaky, Flash, and Sash equipped to the Sanctifier lethals, but I don't think that's working out for me. So just attack with Sanctifier again. Might be able to find some lethal sequence, but my opponent's like guaranteed to cast Uharis this turn. Maybe I should have read that they like had to have 2-mana counterspell, otherwise like why would they else would they not cast Uharis there? But we might be able to lethal them now. No, we've dealt 2 more here. We lose some GT counters, but I guess we lose a lot of GT counters here, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Go to 1. Is it ever correct to ping this, or do we have like lethal here? If I just let this ping my face, we gain 2 again. We have 8 here. They're at 11. We have 9 equipping clamp. Sash is 10, 11. That's just lethal, right? 3 counters is 6, 7, 8. Sash is 9, or clamp's 9. Lion Sash is 10, 11. It's lethal, and assuming that they don't have, counterspell Lion Sash or something. So yeah, we just don't kill this. Check 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bam. All right. Little close one there, but we managed. Now we gotta win game 3, huh? Yeah, I think reasonably well navigated. There was some like arguments for like the first cloud grabbing clamp when we were like a little bit choked on resources. We ended up getting the GTA. I mean, GTA is good because if you can like get the first GTA connection together, which is not impossible, but sometimes difficult against the deck that has bolts and counter spells. But you have like a bunch of protection spells and some like disruption and stuff. And if you can get that first GT connection, it becomes a lot harder because the GT is in play, so the blue's really bad at answering it outside of like bounce spells. And then if your creature is equipped and has counters, then red starts to become really bad at answering it. And obviously our pro red creature was especially good there. But yeah, we navigated ourselves pretty well in those last couple of turns. I still don't know. I would love to hear what other people think about like if this is supposed to be I don't think it's supposed to be a Thalia matchup. I think you just need like the resources. I think if you're Thalia, you just cast Thalia on turn 2, and then they just play Uharis on turn 4 and kill your Thalia, and you've accrued no value. All right, this hand's got some juice. Sand's got all the stuff we want. It's got Mom into Cloud into turn 3 GT if we want it, and my opponent's Mull into 5. Everything's going great. What are the chances Mom survives? It's getting better as they keep mulling down. There's a world where if they like kept 7, I would maybe play 8 on 1 instead of Mom. Probably not, but if they kept 7 and like went land go and didn't like cast a Ponder or something. I think I'm just jamming at this stage. We also have March. As long as we have one white open and like March white card, we can always answer into Horus before it gets a ping. Go get him, Mom. I believe in you. Rude. Slam Cloud. I think this is a GTA situation. I don't like that they didn't replay their... I don't like that they didn't replay their tap land there, though. I think we're kind of fine. I think if we just jam Cloud into the 1 mana, like I don't like waiting because waiting doesn't play around all the counter spells. Like it plays around exactly Force Spike, but it doesn't play around Stern Scolding Spell, Snare, Wash Away. So like if you just wait and then cast a spell next turn, it's still gonna get countered. Versus just being able to jam into it, continue to cast other spells, and then just jam the Cloud on like turn 4 or whatever. It could well be that they just are holding up like Lightning Bolt or something. They don't necessarily have exactly the counter spell. They just have Brainstorm. Maybe it's just a bluff. Could be any number of things. What are you brainstorming for here, though? Your daze is down. How are you countering this Cloud? I guess subtlety. You could subtlety the Cloud. Brainstorm are also like kind of, if you don't have a shuffle effect, then it can be kind of a reason to not play your tap land because you can like surveil away the bad Brainstorm card. I think I'm just gonna get Jite here again. The problem is if they just like play tap land, hold up a red source, we maybe don't go aid, but then it'll be their turn 4 and they can shoot my Cloud, but then we might have March up instead if we don't play Spellbinder. I think all roads kind of lead to Rome here. My opponent's really low on resources and we're obviously flush with them. We can always just grab Clamp on the second time around with Cloud. I guess this just really isn't a Spellbinder turn, right? Just really uninterested in spellbinding here. I guess maybe we just jam the GT. If they have Bolt, then their Harsh just doesn't accrue any value. It just like hits me in the face, which isn't the worst. It at least like rips the band-aid off and we can start casting our other annoying guys and we have a GT in play. Because like if we just attack, I guess we just march through Horus, though. I don't know. I guess it's dangerous if they have, like, the fucking 15 ball +3/+0 haster. And just try to blow me up. Four cards in hand. I need to have removal, land 3, and haster. Yeah, we're jamming. Yeah, I think this is good because it forces the removal spell and makes the Uharis bad. We don't die to the haster immediately. We have removal to follow up to kill the Uharis. So it forces the bolt so that if they want to play Uharis, it doesn't get value killing my things. Then we can start applying pressure with our other things now that they're like their bolts down and their Uharis triggers down. And also, obviously now that you did connected, then it's just like absurdly good. It protects the cloud from red removal, can threaten the Uharis. Yeah, now they're really far behind. Without, like... Even, like, bounce spell here doesn't do it, because I just +2/+2 the cloud if they bounce. The Uharis can't kill it. They can bounce the cloud, but then I have 4 GT counters. You have, like, a shatter. I will simply give my cloud +4/+4 in response to your 3 damage removal spell. Yeah, that's also fine. I will simply give my cloud +2/+2 in response to your Uharis trigger. Oh, I suppose now it doesn't. Now I can't attack into the Uharis, right? Well, now I can just oust it or whatever. Because it's got double strike and it's 2 power. No, I can still attack. I'm 3 toughness. Whatever. Let's Peacekeeper first. We might just name Uharis if their hand is garbage. Can't name Uharis with Elite Spellbinder. I think it just attacks as a 4/3. It just, I guess it trades. Detectives Phoenix. Yeah, I don't really give a shit about any of these cards, huh? Why did Detectives Phoenix show up twice? Uharis, the Storm Spinner. Oust. Yeah, I believe my opponent is very dead. Yeah, they throw in the towel. Hell yeah. Nice, we got there. Excellent, love to see it. Alright, let's do a giveaway. One of our 2 giveaways here while I run to the bathroom, huh? What's our giveaway code? Give away some play points. Let's do soapbox, since that was what was floated earlier. I haven't gotten on my real soapbox yet. We will see. Anyway, giveaway is going. Type soapbox into the chat. Get your chance at 120 play points, courtesy of Daybreak Games. Thank you. It's Wisdom for the follow. Much appreciated. Type your soapboxes. I will be right back after running to the bathroom. Play round 3. Alright, we're back. Play some more Magic. The real trouble with wanting to run to the bathroom between rounds is that ideally, especially in like long queue times like Duel Commander, you'd want to just queue up and then run to the bathroom. But also, Duel Commander clock is very clock intensive. So if you just like queue into the Cloud Mirror and then you lose like a minute, you could very easily just like be fucked for the match. Maybe it's just a skill issue. I need to like play faster in the Cloud Mirror. I timed out a lot of Cloud opponents when I'm playing off stream, but on stream I always play slower, talking through my lines, thinking a little bit harder, thinking a little bit too much, perhaps. The one thing I won't miss about D&T, is like killing people via clock. It was the best back in the fledgling era of Yori on D&T when you're playing against Snoko. You could so easily time out Snoko players from winning. It was trivial unless they were like Honorog levels of like being able to like play tight, like play fast, win pressed. It was just so easy because the Snoko decks just had to make so many more decisions per turn and just had so few win cons. You could just like Skyclave their Okos and plow all their Uros and stuff, and it would just take them so long to win games. Enjoy you talk through your lines versus some streamers that take forever to make a play and then say nothing. It's the worst, and then they take 3 minutes to make the play you thought they were going to make. Yeah, I try to always like talk through what I'm thinking because it always frustrates me when I'm watching streamers that like just like dead silent. Whenever I like click onto a stream and it's just like dead silence, the opponent, the streamer just staring at like a board state for like a solid minute, and there's nothing going on. It just like turns me off of watching so hard. So I try to always like be engaging and be running through my thought processes and stuff. I try to emulate what I want to see, and some people enjoy like the other types of content, so more power to them. But I appreciate the kind words. All right, now I gotta like read cards. This is Spell Queller for the Modern Era. Transforms into just a big scary thing, so don't even worry about that. All right, cool. That sounds great. It's probably just like blue-white tempo, a bunch of like efficient flash threats and like removal encounters. Voice of Victory very strong here. Do you know what Airbend and Waterbend are? Yeah, Airbend is exile. Well, it says it right there, but it's exile and you have to pay 2 to recast. And then Waterbend is just improvise plus convoke to pay for the activated ability. I think this might be a game where I jam Voice of Victory on 2, because it plays around like a small subset of the counter magic. I guess it, like it exclusively wash away, right? Oh, they're just tapping out, huh? Kind of digging slamming a Voice of Victory then. They might obviously have like another white removal spell, but then we get to cast like Giver plus Cloud the following turn. I have said this before, but I hate everything that is end bending. I get that it's probably like really annoying and hard to like the fact that they're all very similarly named. They're all types of bending and they just do very like completely different things. I definitely understand that being annoying. Don't kill my Voice of Victory. Be cool. Caster, like, what the hell is this? Oh. Alright, well this could be good for me. And they have to answer my Giver now. The fact that this isn't permanent. Because I could like pro blue this and then take it off. I understand but my lore, but have you considered it still sucks? Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do get it that it's just like kind of like annoying memory wise, brain storage wise. I definitely get it. Alright, what am I... Speaking of getting, what am I getting here? Is it just, like, Clamp? I think it's just Clamp. We're, like, already kind of gassing out a little bit. I guess... Yeah. Yeah, it's just Clamp. I don't think we're scared of that much. Clamp draws me, like, a shit-zillion cards. What are we getting and why wouldn't it be Clamp? Good argument. I like briefly entertained like sort of Fire and Ice or something, but against like blue-white tempo, you just kind of want to draw some cards. I'm not really that scared of being under a lot of pressure. I'm gonna airbend my Giver of Runes, perhaps? Yep, that makes sense. Keep my Voice of Victory offline. Yeah, I think I just Clamp Cloud. Draw 4. We can very easily reduce our hand size and even like cast a powerful 2-drop afterwards. I mean, if I just recast the Giver, it continues to threaten, which is kind of nice. Ooh, wait, hang on. We could march the Fresh Start at some point if we wanted. Wait, hang on. Brain is braining. March Fresh Start, attack, clamp again. Voice of Victory online. How do we feel about that one? I don't love that it's like I only have one creature in play. That line is also open to me in future turns. Presuming that they just don't answer the Voice of Victory yet, I can kind of leave it in play for a little bit. Do I just... We get to turn a token into some Clamp Fodder? Yeah, next turn I could like do that and turn 2 tokens into Clamp Fodder, though, which is also nice. Also, Clamp Fodder's not that good when we're, you know, already have our hand stocked up. I think I just want to recast the Giver, just force them to answer it over and over and over again, honestly. Otherwise, obviously, the Giver Pro Blue just turns off the Fresh Start. Alright, now what? play my land here. If I give her pro blue and then they target us with some sort of exile-based removal, I could now do the March play, leaving the giver up. To protect the Voice of Victory. This hits enchantments, right? I'm not stupid? Yeah, misses Planeswalkers. Pitch this Guide of Souls just because it's never fucking entering play ever. And then we get to, like, attack and clap a bunch of tokens, draw 8,000 cards. Although, Guide of Souls is really good with Voice of Victory, so maybe we don't pitch the guy. Maybe we pitch the Hell Trooper. Also kind of sucks here. Cast with its additional cost. Targeting Fresh Start. Exiling white card from hand. Hell Trooper. Paying 1 white. Done. Yeah, it's fine. Now we just Guide of Souls. I guess we don't get to save both our... We don't get to clamp both the guys, huh? Because one of them just gets killed by the Yang. Which means I should have played, like, the Stoneforge Mystic or something to jump. Yeah, whatever. I think this game is pretty well within our grasp. Jite? Sword of Fire and Ice? We don't have clouds, so Sword of Fire and Ice can't actually ever kill the Yang, although I don't really know how much I care about killing the Yang. Also means the Yang can't block. I mean, so does GTA, though. I'm just gonna grab GTA. I think all roads lead to Rome here. We're, 8 miles ahead of our opponent. We have a protected Voice of Victory and a Skull Clamp. Seems really tough for my opponent to come back from that. I don't know what's happening. I look forward to seeing what this Aang deck has up its. I mean, they could get me something. Robes? Nope, they're just drawing 3 cards. Opponent, I unfortunately have a much better way of drawing cards than you. It's got like a kind of a Tunic situation. You have to draw 3, move to discard. Oh, buddy. Draw 3, discard 1, huh? We have no legends currently, so I'd take 3 mana to Agancha this Aang. Maybe they're very flooded. That's probably why they discarded Flood Farm Verge. I think we're just gonna GTA it up. Because I don't really have anything else going on. Oh, nice, they actually blocked. Do I even kill this? Let's draw a card first. I I guess. Who cares? They pay 5 mana to get it back. Just take game actions at random. They'll lose eventually. Maybe their deck has, like, Wraths. That doesn't even really matter. I think we still win. We'd, like, Formal Wear, back Voice of Victory, cast Cloud, Masterwork, Formal Wear, grab, like, Stoneforge, grab another thing. Yeah, I guess they do have Wraths, huh? That's a pretty good one as far as Wraths are concerned. Not exiling all graveyards. Wait. Oh. Well, they are exiling all my creatures. That kind of sucks. Sacrifice this at least. Farewell is a little bit confusing. Like, this is just, like, a control deck, but what makes you want Aang over, like, Elminster? New card syndrome? Yeah, I mean, that's accurate. Picked all the enchantments when there's none. Sometimes you want to click the buttons. We have 7 mana worth of stuff here. We could have 8. No, we just 7, I think. I think we just Spellbinder here, and then Cloud. Jesus, wow, they are flooded, huh? Yeah, I guess we take this Meringue River Regent. What does this even do? Just bounces my stuff? Do we just take the lose focus? It just counters one thing. I'm surprised they didn't exile graveyards. I guess my graveyard just didn't have anything. Lose focus costs 4 mana. Still counters all of my shit forever. Sword Fire seems fine. So they have 5 mana Aang currently. So if I attack with both, we can just cast Formal Wear into a lose focus on Cloud. Oh no, my Sword of Fire and Ice! I guess we could try to Felia it and cast post-combat at some point. I guess they're almost dead, huh? Like, I could, like, equip Formal Wear, put them to 2. This thing costs 8 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're gonna play land 7. They could cast it. Then we kill Mythelia afterwards. Ho 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 ho. How much do I have to pay to Skyclave this Nevermore? If they lose focus me. They played Field of Ruin, and their exiled card's Meringue River Regent. Yeah, the card they drew for turns Nevermore, so we know their whole hand. Do I even want to Skyclave the Nevermore? Give them the option of, like, getting a guy to put in my way? Probably. I have to pay 2, 4, 6? That's way too much. We only have 8 mana. Oh, actually, hang on. Hold. We have 9 mana. That's not way too much. That is enough. And then if they untap and slam Meringue River Regent and, like, bounce my flyer and bounce my Skyclave and get their token, then we cast Felia when they're tapped out, and they die to Sword of Fire and Ice. So I think that's all fine. Alternatively, we could just bring back a 3/3 with Formal Wear and equip it. And whatever. I think all roads, again. I think all roads kind of lead to Rome here. Oh, wait, hang on. This thing's a 2/3. Shit. Alright, we'll do all this, but we'll cast Sword of Fire and Ice pre-combat into the Lose Focus, I think. And then we're still fine. Yeah, now we jam Sword of Fire and Ice into the Lose Focus, and then hit them down to 4. And then if they cast Meringue River Regent, we just have Velia. They're at 4 though, not 2. We get Formalware? I guess Formalware is also pretty threatening, and then it just equips to the Skyclad, or equips to the Cloud. Kind of down for that. I should have just not played the City of Traders and let the Skyclad get countered, because I had Formalware to... This is also, like, pretty fine. Get another body, too. Now we should be fine. Trade the Restless Anchorage with the Elite Spellbinder, and then you can't cast Meringue River Regent. No, we're definitely fine. Moving is not the giveaway word, by the way. They played Snow-Covered Island, which I knew they had. Nine mana, so we can definitely like play out a bunch of stuff here. Wow, no Brea. I don't have enough brain power to figure out. We're moving like next week. We just gotta play the easy deck. All right, step 1. I'm pretty sure we just put the Sword of Fire and Ice on the stack. And if they, you know, lose focus, replicate X equals 8 billion me, then so be it. And if they don't, then they die. This doesn't target permanence, right? Creature or spell. Alright. Step 2. Equip to Kithkin. Give protection from blue. Step 3. Cast Thalia Heretic Cathar to make Ancome untapped in case some more weirdness happens. Lose focus. Oh, I was supposed to play my 1 land before that, so they couldn't activate Castle Ardenvale, but I don't think it matters. Did I play? No, I didn't play my land because my city's still in play. I should have, again, played my land so I could at least hold up the Aganjo. Fuck. Oh well, hopefully we don't get, like, Giga punished. I can't conceive of a world where we do. This is just Aang, you die. Yeah. Yep. You can't block my Burnt and Forged Ender and hits you for 5, and you lose. Both of your creatures are blue. Dead. Alright, cool. We did the thing. Alright, well, we were playing a little lackadaisically and almost got bodied by a farewell, but luckily Skullclaim just drew us enough cards that it didn't really matter. But we definitely could have played around that farewell a little bit more, but it really just wasn't expecting it in, like, an Aang deck. Definitely felt like it was going to be more tempo-y, but it is definitely, like, pretty hard to control and just kind of swapping out Elminster for Aang. Last turn I would have started with Athalia. Yeah, I think... So the prize was definitely the Sword of Fire and Ice. So I wanted to cast it first. I might have wanted to sequence, like... No, because I want to do Equip first, too, because I wanted to play around Aang targeting my equipped creature. Because if I go Thalia into Sword, they can airbend the Sword and I can't equip, I think. Or at least they can, like, also I can equip to a creature and they airbend the creature that I equip. So I wanted to be able to, like, if they airbended my creature out of the that I tried to equip out of the way, just move it to another creature, because any creature holding the sword is lethal. And they didn't really have enough mana to, like, have interaction for the thing holding the sword plus cast the Aang. It's posted on Twitter, just something about old foils, the picture of a card. Guess what set/year the card is from. Old foil? What? Like, what set isn't old, but, like, had good foils? It's like something, it's gotta be newer than, like, Morning Tide. Innistrad foils were dog shit. No, Avacyn Restore's foils were dog shit. Can't think of anything other than, like, Innistrad. I want to say Innistrad, but that even feels too new for you to say for you to come into chat and say this. But I'll lock in Innistrad as my guess. I think I'm going to upkeep RTR. That's okay. I was pretty close. RTR did have some good foils though. Foil Sphinx's Reds were pretty nice. I think I'm gonna upkeep this Felia here. Actually, I don't even know. Like, how much do I care if my Felia gets anged? Versus my next card getting, like, if I just resolve the Felia and then my next card gets anged instead, I don't really have a good curve. Whereas if my Felia gets anged, I can't attack with the Felia. Cast the Cloud again. What happens here? I guess. Oh, this thing had flash. That's fun. I didn't even notice that the first time they cast it. I guess getting the Felia anged now that this is happening, I just don't care because they can always ang the Felia on the stack or in play. So now it doesn't matter because I can't protect the. Although it does force them to ang the Felia versus, like, just a counter spell for it instead. I would love to, like, flicker my Giver now, but. They might just, like, let this resolve. If I attack, then they can, like, ang the Giver in response to the trigger there. Solitude? Pitch Rest in Peace, huh? That's all pretty fine, honestly. Could, like, I wonder if they just wanted to, like, airbend their evoked Solitude that turn, even. That's kind of hot, honestly. Seam Rip the Fresh Start doesn't really do anything for me, given that, like... Do I even cast anything? I guess I just need to get through this Aang at some point, so I'd cast my more expensive spell, just to get the discount for future turns. Need to jam something into the Aang. Oh, well, I guess not. That was always happening too, I suppose. Drannith kind of fun. Drannith means I get to resolve Cloud if all they have is the Ang. Yeah, that means they probably don't just have the Ang, huh? Crypticking me? Fair enough. Do I leave this in the yard? Seems dangerous. This is the first cast. Let's put him back to the command zone. What do? My opponent can't Ang currently. They could remove my Drannith and then Ang, so we could like Seam Rip to play around that. Seam Rip this, Recruiter, Ocelot Bride or something even. I don't love that though. My opponent probably has sweepers. I don't necessarily have a thing that I really want to protect with this Giver. Right now I don't think the Drannith Magistrate's that good. So I want like low commitment to the board while still trying to like play through potential counter spells. I think that might just mean jam Cloud again. What God's Earth is this counter spell? I've literally never seen this card in my entire life. 4 mana cancel or Surveil 2 draw. Surveil 2 draw 2 is not bad. That was like, you know, the classic playable standard right back there. Wow, when did I get so far down on time, huh? I think this is totally fine, and I will still put Cloud in the command zone, even though I could probably resolve a Helping Hand at this stage. Now it does get a little bit dangerous attacking if my opponent has removal for the Drannith and the Ang can eat the Pride, so I might Seam Rip the first start next turn. Trying to line up an attack. Ooh, well, let's do that. Give me a little peek. Drannith would be pretty good in conjunction with Ang, huh? Yeah, I imagine it might be in my opponent's deck, even. Although, maybe not, with how they're built. It's really looking like they just had a Elminster deck and just literally cut -1 Elminster +1 Ang. These, like, massive, expensive counter spells. This is like Mystic Confluence? Should I have Seam Ripped first before I Elite Spellbindered? I don't think it's the end of the world if I get Mystic Confluenced. Oh, just drawing 2 even. Not even... Alright. Nice Force Spike, I guess. Yeah, I think I do this. Is the Force Spike might end up tagging my Cloud down the road, huh? Cost 6 mana right now. I will simply not cast it. There goes Tarn. Council's Judgment? That's fucking cheating. Exile my Dranath Magistrate. Fucking rude. Wait, they voted for Ocelot Pride. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I just do all this, huh? We know their whole hand. Maybe it was wiser to like to play around counter spells, but I also think it's pretty wise to just try to like kill my opponent as fast as possible. What does it even get? Just Stoneforge Mystic, I think, is probably the best, just like pure value recouping card. We could even maybe just get Aven Interrupter to try to hold down the fort here. While we kill them over turns, we have 4, 5, 6 here. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to think too much about it. Stoneforge 5's Clamp. Yeah, okay, you were right. You were right. I wanted to get the cool card, though. Did you think about that? Clamp is cool. Yeah, I mean, drawing cards is cool. I will say Clamp. I don't know if Clamp is cool. Clamp's like pretty boring. After you've done it 100 times. How many cards do you have to draw off of Skull Clamp before it stops being cool? Oh shit. Wait, what does this get back to scary? Mystic Confluence? That's not really that scary, I'm gonna be honest. Just like draw 3. You can't bounce the Dranath. This is just draw 3, I think. Or like bounce, give her draw 2 or something. Trying to find an opportunity for Aang. What's up, Lackey? How's it going? The limit does not exist. Alright, fair. Some people are built different when it comes to drawing cards. Cast Hope 5. Alright. We're drawing 3. We're casting. No, they are bound. Okay, yeah, they're bouncing. Give a Rune Strong 2, like the other option that we predicted. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are they dead if we just activate Castle Ardenvale and send? Because we get a token. Is that risky? They have 2 cards in hand. They have 2 unknowns in hand and a Force Spike. I should have maybe went to combat first, huh? Got my Guided Souls trigger on the stack. Hey, they died. We did it. All according to plan. Let's end the giveaway here. Bookish Matt, congratulations. We'll do one more giveaway after round 4. My last playpoint code. Let's get the giveaway off the screen there. Bookish Matt, Whisper incoming. There you go. Alright. 3-0. Played against some weird stuff tonight, huh? I guess we played against Spider-Man 2099. That's like pretty normal. Oh, you didn't sign up soon enough? Hey, did you know? It was on the screen the whole match. If you didn't sign up at the beginning, I thought you did. No, yeah, it looks like you didn't actually. Yeah, that Aang deck was very weird. That's not what I expected at all. I, I kinda. I guess I no. I don't think I do get it honestly. As like a 1-to-1 swap or like something close to it over Elminster. I think you just like your deck lacks that inevitability without a card like Elminster. The card puts away games so fast after you've wrenched control. Versus Aang is like not really a threat. What is going on tonight? Something in the water. Guess I keep this. It's probably just like green black value creature stuff. We have removal and protection. Yeah, I thought that Aang was gonna be built more blue white flashy. Much more tempo oriented. Kinda like that the Giada and the other one, the blue white, you can like cast flying creatures off of your deck as though they had flash or whatever the fuck. Marin of Clan Nel Toth. Man, I remember this card was like huge Nick Fit bait. I mean, I guess every card that's like a green creature with 4 higher CMC is Nick Fit bait, but I've like literally played against this card in Legacy. Yeah, Nick Fit players loved Marin. Thoughtseize? No. Man, it's not very good against Thoughtseize. I was kind of hoping for, like, a mana dork or something, but it is what it is. My guy. He was so benevolent. Fuck. Things are looking great for our hero, alright. Everything's fine, everything's fine. We'll just tutor Skull Clamp and everything will be great. I briefly entertained the idea of tutoring pre-war formal wear instead of Skull Clamp. Yeah, about that. I think we just slam go get Skull Clamp. We could like on thin ice this or whatever, but haven't thought about Nick Fit in a long time. Last time I saw someone playing Nick Fit, they were ramping into Broodmage Dragon. I mean, that still kind of happens. It's less Broodmage Dragons and more like Titanias at the top end. Sometimes like a Primeval Titan, but I mean, they're out there. One in like 50 leagues or whatever, you'll play against one. I like the Tarmogoyf typal Nick Fit decks that I've seen like Jund playing what's it called? The land that I like that is not in this deck that like makes a 4/4 token. The desert thing. Jamie loves it too. Fuck, why can't I remember the name? But I love that. And they were like playing it with like 4 Barrogoyf, 4 Nethergoyfs, not Sand Scout, the actual land itself. They were playing with like 4 Barrogoyf, 4 Pyrogoyf to like just get a bunch of Goyf ETBs, and like you get it back as a token, and it's also like a creature sacrifice enabler for your Veteran Explorer. Yeah, Lazotep Quarry, that's the one. So it enables your Veteran Explorers and also just like lets you re-cash in like 4/4 Barrogoyfs or 4/4 Pyrogoyfs for like ETB triggers and stuff. Really cool. What am I doing here? They really didn't do anything scary, honestly. Problem is if I clamp, I draw to 10 cards, and then I can Seam Rip down to 9 cards, and then I guess I can Solitude down to 7 cards, and actually that seems pretty okay to me. Kind of just drew a bunch of cards, great cards that I don't want to pitch to Solitude. I mean, we could just also move to discard, notably. Just keep our hand filled with 100 removal spells against the creature deck. I might just Seam Rip and, like, discard 2 lands. Seam Rip the Chthonian Nightmare. Although, wait, this is only sorcery, yeah. So I think I do want to get the Chthonian Nightmare off the board because it's the hardest card to actually answer. I just target the Screws with like one of the 400 other kill spells. I think Seam Rip's the only one that hits the Chthonian Nightmare. So I will nab it while it's in the open there. The better question is if I'm willing to burn Solitude and one of my other removal spells rather than discard 2 lands on this turn. And honestly, with this hand, I think I'd just rather discard 2 lands, and then next turn I can just like lay down arms the Marin and like cast a Skyclave or something. Yeah, I imagine their deck is probably pretty good at creating targets for Nightmare. So I'm not super pressed. I like taking it off the board because it's a harder card to answer. Plains, yeah. We don't need more plains. The Dust Bowl might come up. Especially as we're Skull Clamping. We have the 4th plains to lay down arms Marin if we want to. Although, Ontonizing the Marin's probably better. Plays better around like enchantment removal. But I mean, I'm not casting the Ontonize, so maybe I want the Ontonize's more universal removal. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, my opponent's already completely gassed out, and we have a full hand. Our hand has 4 removal spells, and they have 1 card in hand and a Marin. You got it, boss. Sort of Pro Marin is also decent draw, correct? Tag me for 2, maybe even 3. You want to use that Scavenging Ooze? No. Alright, cool. End step fetch. Alright. Oh. Wait. Okay, well, you're not going to mill 0 drop anyway. I don't really know what we're doing here, but sure. Play around Aven Mind Sensor. I don't even need it. Come on, deck. Give me these draws. Give me these draws when we're suffering. I guess we Skyclave the Marin. That's just like super free. Yeah. I think then I'm just going to lay down arms this Delighted Halfling so they don't have the mana to recast it yet. Just feels a little bit like bullying, but... Maybe I just wanted to kill the Skoos so they would spend all their mana recasting Marin so I could just, like, guarantee get the sort of Feast and Famine down. You would have clamped the Skyclave. Yeah, I mean, all roads lead to Rome. I think it's very hard for us to lose this game. Yeah. When we clamped, when we had a hand of 3 removal spells and then activated Clamp and then drew 2 more removal spells against the slow, grindy creature deck, I was pretty confident we were going to win the game. When we opted to discard 2 lands because our hand was too many good cards that we didn't want to pitch to the Solitude. This hand sucks. Can we keep it? Can we keep it anyway? How much do I respect my opponent's deck? I mean, like, potential for, like, turn 3 Jite here. Opponent's blown to 6 again. I wouldn't respect your opponent's deck. Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I keep. I keeping hands where you're going to cast Cloud on turn 2 on the draw and have no 1-drop does kind of suck a little bit. It's fine. There's a 1-drop on the top of the deck. Shit. Maybe the worst possible draw. There's also a world where we can just cast Sit on turn 2. Who knows? Probably not. I think I'm just going to discard this Thalia to hand size. Or maybe discard a land to hand size. And then if they like tap out for Marin on turn 3, we just dang, that's cheating. I'm the Skull Clamp deck. Oh, they're popping off. So what happens if they just play Marin? Marin, land. I sacrifice a bunch of my board. I sacrifice my land and get 4 GTA counters, but if they block, then I just Wrath them. And then we just have a bunch of follow-up and a GTA in play, and they have 2 cards in hand. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Obviously, they might just, like, clamp their guys' turn and draw some cards, and I'll just play the Marin and not let me connect with GTA, but who knows. I think I'm just going to discard this Thalia. Keep adding more foods to spread I'm cooking for tomorrow to the point that I forget what I've signed up to make, and now writing everything down so I don't confuse myself. Man, I have like a very low-key Thanksgiving planned, for obvious reasons, because moving, but I would definitely go for like a big Thanksgiving instead. Oh, they get the Boreal Druid back too because of the trigger. I see. All right. Oh, it comes back into play. I'm stupid. I didn't think about this all the way through, but it's probably fine. Now they can block here, and I have to spend all the counters killing the Marin. That's kind of worse. How much worse? Not that much. Because they go to like 5 mana next turn. It kind of sucks. But then if I don't do this, then they just start clamping their guys and getting them back, and everything's just worse for me. Two to Marin to 2 counter. No, they're just gonna block with the Boreal Druid, right? That's what I was getting at. The way that they've done this is that I can't just kill the Marin. Yeah. And I have to spend all my GJ counters killing the Marin now. I don't get to wipe their board. I only kill the Marin, and then they keep, Yeah, it's not a great trade. They keep the bird, they hit some land drops, get the Marin back, get the Boreal Druid back down the road. But yeah, I'd pretty much have to do this. Did I play a land? Yeah, my Crystal Vein. Next turn we can like Saga, Felia. Maybe I don't even Saga though. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one, gotta admit. Maybe I should have respected my opponent's deck a touch. In terms of like keeping a hand that has some removal spells against the Mana Dork deck. We might be dead, folks. What's the plan here? It's gotta be Felia. Let's not play Saga because I'd have to like cast more spells following turns. So I think we just say go here. I guess I could steal the Skull Clamp at some point with the Masterwork. Food for thought. Get to see more of their deck at least, figure out what's going on. But I imagine it's probably some pretty simple stuff. It is just green-black value cards. Green-black value creature stuff. Just cast Marin, get back Spore Frog. I think that's worse than just like casting Mana Dorks and clamping them and drawing. I mean, they have 5 cards in hand. The Mirren just doesn't matter, though. If you have the Skull Clamp going, and yeah, they're not even casting Mirren, they're just surveilling. You just want to dig for answers for, like, my GTA or something if you don't already have one. And the only way you possibly lose this game is somehow this GTA gets out of control. If I can answer this Overlord and get Cloud back into play. Yeah, sure. I've had Cloud in my graveyard here. Obviously, impossible to know that I'm finding Helping Hand 2 turns later, but this would actually be, like, somewhat salvageable. Not really. I mean, I think we're just dead. I don't really know why I'm continuing to play this game. 2 GTA counters ain't gonna do shit against, like, 9 power in play. Yeah, right. I'm good. We'll just win game 3. It's fine. I think this is, like, a really, really good matchup, I imagine. Need to maybe respect it a tad more. But even so, like, turn 3... GTA is powerful. Shit, this hand's so close to being good, huh? I'm just not allowed to keep this, I don't think. On the draw, maybe, but on the play, just much happier mulliganing to a hand that can play the game and has creatures and removal spells and, like, potential for turn 3 GTA on the play now. Yeah, sounds excellent. Mulligan button is broken, folks. Don't forget it. Don't settle for subpar 7s when you could mulligan into great 6s. We just get to Sentinel into Cloud. Threaten turn 3 GTA potentially. Maybe we just Portable Hole plus Cloud. I keep clicking it and it doesn't work. Well, you just gotta get better at mulliganing. Nice gemstones. It's a really good card to put to the bottom. I haven't had a good gemstones opener in a while. It's really fucked up when you do, and you get to just like turn 1 Cloud. It's just really messed up, but I haven't gotten to do that in a little bit. Have I told you my Gemstone Cavern NRG story? I don't believe so. Feel free to share with the class if you're so inclined. Only to 5. My opponent also did not subscribe to the Learning How to Mulligan Well school of thought. I think it's pretty likely that I'll Portable Hole a Mana Dork over Casting Cloud on turn 2. I don't know. I'll answer that question if I come to it. A lot of things can happen between here and there. They could not play a Mana Dork. We could draw another 1-drop. That's about it. Alright. Well, we did draw another 1-drop. Oust is pretty good at hitting Mana Dorks, too. I'm kind of inclined to just hit this because it means that we can kill another, like, idiot the following turn. On turn 3, we just go, like, Cloud plus another thing, and then we don't have to, like, Crystal Vein. Round 2 at 0-1 versus a newer player. Win game 1 is Amulet versus some nonsense deck. Opponent puts in Gemstone Cavern game 2 without declaring draw. Tries to mold hand. Josh won't allow it. Wait. What? How did... Oh, did they put it in and you're like, you're not on the draw? And then they're like, wait, can I mulligan this hand then? It sucks. Was that the step-by-step? Win Cloud on 3 and get sort of... I don't even know if I would get sort of Feast of Famine. I might just get GTA. Or Clamp. That is really funny, though. Deathrite Salmon. One of my favorite judges, Isaac King. Wow, yeah. That is one of my favorite judges. Oh, well, I mean, that's what you do when you want to find... when you're not really sure if you want to shoot one of two cards, you just draw one. Not trying any of the new decks that popped up. Isn't there just one new deck that popped up, right? Or are you talking about just like in general, like 2099 or whatever? Right now we're just doing like some low-key streams because I'm moving soon. I don't want to like expend a bunch of brain power. I mean, Brea. Yeah, but the implication of saying one of the any of the new decks means that there's more than Brea, right? They're all new to me. I don't follow this format. Fair enough, I guess. Do I just want... I think I just want Skull Clamp. We have the option of going sort of Feast of Famine if I want to just murder my opponent, and if my opponent wants to like try to grind me out, then we have Skull Clamp. I don't think we really necessarily need Jite here. I think I am inclined to just... I want to draw cards. Don't put any words in my mouth. We just talked about this. Do I, like, just send it? Can I just send it on the sort of Feast and Famine versus 2 cards in hand? I could also just draw 4 cards, huh? Drawing 4 cards is pretty good. And it's definitely not as all-in versus 2 cards in hand, 2 mana up. I don't even... How good is even the reward? I get 3 mana. I guess we Mind Twist them. That's a pretty good reward. We Mind Twist them and then, like, clamp our Esper Sentinel or whatever. That's pretty strong. Is it Alt Art Skull Clamp? There's, like, 5 Skull Clamp arts. They reprinted, like, half the Commander decks. But this one's on theme. Because it's Genova. Doesn't even look like a clamp. It's a big metal thing around Genova's head. What part of that is not a clamp on a skull? Skull box. I think I'm fine just clamping here. It's because the card is so well designed in a pinnacle of Magic Den that they decided to put it in a bunch of different sets. Like Soul Ring, right? Kind of the same vein. Extremely well designed, well balanced, pinnacle of Magic design. I will elect to draw 4 cards. Would you like to approve this? Thank you. Ooh, that doesn't do anything. That's nice with my sort of Feast and Famine. I'll play this over clamping Esper Sentinel, I think. I like getting multiple bodies in play. Free equip. Don't forget. Helitrooper, my beloved. I kind of hate Helitrooper. I'm not gonna lie. It's not great. It's like randomly okay. There are a lot of cards in the deck that are like randomly okay. Surveillance. We getting Yawgmothed? Maybe you just want to like sack this and get it back off the Mirren for free for some after you do something. Oh shit, we are getting Yawgmoth. That's a little scary. I wish I didn't Skull Clamp my Helitrooper all of a sudden, but we get to draw 2 cards, and they have to like sack all of their shit. So never mind. We're like completely fine. Yeah, it's like both kind of free to equip, but it's also just kind of like a do nothing until you get your equipment in play, which can be a little bit of a chore sometimes. Oh, we are killing this, alright. You got it, boss. Two lands. Not that scared of it. I think I'm just gonna pure steel sort of feast and famine. I guess then I could just suit up the pure steel. Yeah, never mind. We're completely fine. Because then we have 3 artifacts, so we just get to suit up the pure steel, and it's protected from their deck. How do they beat it? I mean, they could like have some sort of shatter effect. Would probably be the way that I would guess. Some sort of naturalize shaped card. But the fact that they just had like sack half of their mana producing, half of their mana sources to kill some of my creatures, and also I drew a bunch of cards. Not the best for them. They choose Command Tower. I don't think they can play Shatter in their deck, JR. You did. You know what I mean. You're not attack. You're not blocking. You might as well attack. Maybe not. I think I'm gonna swift reconfiguration this Eldrazi spawn token so I can connect with sort of Feast and Famine. Also, it means that my cloud can't get shot by Yawgmoth. Oh, well, I guess that makes things easier, huh? We can just kill the Yawgmoth. This thing can't sack itself, though, so I think we do in terms of mana efficient. No, we can just do everything. Kill. Oh no, they did have Beseju! So now my Pure Steel is going to become a 3-1. I could Swift reconfig the Eldrazi spawn so they can't cycle. Or I just let the Pure Steel die and I draw 2 cards and I just don't really care that much. It's probably that one, huh? Save my Swift reconfig for something that matters. Reconfiguring the spawn doesn't do anything because I saved my Pure Steel, though, right? I guess it saves it and also, like, is good because I still have free equips with Cloud. Or free, like, I can go get another equipment, like, next turn. But also drawing 2 cards. And also we can just clamp the Cloud and draw cards. I have 3 cards. It also prevents them from drawing a card. Pure Steel Paladin is pretty good. Probably just gonna cast Cloud and draw 4 again. Oh wait, that's how this works. I'm stupid. They just do it anyway, right? Oh no, it is pro-black. They can't do it anyway. Never mind, I'm not stupid. That's why I did it. I'm smart. All according to plan. Attack for 3. I guess maybe I should have even done this before. I could have, like, G-Tate this turn, right? Played land, G-Tate, equipped. Oh, maybe that was kind of dumb. Oh well. I think I might want 4 more here. Oh right, this isn't. Oh, I don't have free equip. Oh shit. I should definitely got G-Tate, huh? Oh well. I want to clamp? Like, go to 9 cards in hand? I have a bunch of garbage. But I also... nothing good to get. They have 4 cards. I don't... You know, again, I think this is kind of an all roads lead to Rome moment. No. I should have re-equipped the... Oh, no, I can't. Only 2 artifacts. It's fine, it's fine. We have 7 cards in hand and like 7 lands in play versus their 5 cards in hand, 3 lands in play. Yeah, they give up. Oh no, do I want to draw? It's draw 4, discard 2, okay, and like lose my creature in play that's good with like a Jite. I think realistically what I should have done that turn was cast Cloud, play Crystal Vein, just cast Jite equipped to the Pure Steel. I kind of forgot. I thought I was going to be able to like cast a 1-drop and free equip Clamp, but we were losing our artifact, our 3rd artifact. But I should definitely just fucking Jite on Pure Steel. Alright, well, we're playing for another trophy, huh? Let's exclamation point giveaway trophy. For our last giveaway of the month here, type trophy in the chat. We kind of just pressed buttons and it worked out. Yeah, that, I mean, that was that was kind of the plan after we, after they, like, sacked their entire board and then we drew Pure Steel Paladin. It was, like, kind of click buttons and eventually we get there. Especially if we drew the Plow, too, to kill the... They actually had, like, some solid answers, like the Malevolent Rumble into, like, finding Boseiju to tag the Feast and Famine. I think they probably should have just tried not to like get me and done it sorcery speed, right? And just like drawn a card and killed my thing, so I couldn't have a removal spell to tag the anything in response. And they could have like killed my Pure Steel. I guess they were trying to get the Pure Steel just by like eating it. But no, you're just gonna ping it anyway. Who cares? I don't know. They're trying to like block it. You're just already gonna kill it. Who knows? Let's see if we can get the back-to-back trophies. We got the trophy last week. If we get a trophy this week, it'll be against a real motley crew. We've played against Spider-Man 2099 and then like a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, that Marin deck kind of felt like Grist, but even more favorable. Like to interpret as that it took you 1 week to finish the trophy league, and honestly, like it's kind of close without streaming. I'm like 3 matches into a Legacy League that I started like on Friday, I think. Outside of streaming, it's really hard for me to just like sit down and like play some Magic. Marin deck was just a 2015 deck. They had Yawgmoth. They just decided that they just didn't want to put Grist into the command zone instead, which seems like mostly a lot better. But who am I to judge? And Grist is like a real deck, so I'm told. One match in this format takes approximately 28 hours to finish, plus queue times. That's accurate. The more you stagger matches in leagues, the better I do. I think, yeah, my limit is usually like 1 league. Sometimes when I'm like really in the trenches trying to like grind QPs, my play will get like noticeably worse as I play a 2nd league. I have a pretty good like soft cap of 5 matches for a single day. I can't be like, oh, I'll just like rattle off 5 leagues tonight or whatever. I don't have that sort of endurance. Or time, honestly. Just doing other stuff. Who has time to sit down and play like 3 hours of Magic? The second D&T League is way worse than the second Delver League. I guess that is also fair. The types of decks that I play lend themselves to exhausting more of my brain power. Sit and wait. So after I come back from my mini vacation, from I guess kind of the opposite of vacation, from moving and stuff, I want to make some like more severe edits to this list. There's like a couple of pet cards still remaining in here. I've liked a lot of the cards. Some of them are like more meta-call-y cards too. Burned and Forge Tender, it has really good moments, but just doesn't feel like it's as relevant online. Ooh. Jeskai Yoshi. It's probably Boros Yoshi with Mental Misstep, but we played against, like, true Jeskai for our trophy match last time. Be kind of fun if we play against it again. I'm going to keep this hand, regardless of the fact that I can't cast Cloud. It just has, like, a bunch of other good cards. Just straight up natural Chite. The Path Tags out can be a little rough, but... that easy, folks. Just draw the other white source, and then you're always fine. Ugh. I'm probably just slamming Cloud on 2 here. See a little bit based on what they choose to do on their turn 2, but Cloud into the ability to like surprise turn 3 Chite or just like guide Stoneforge Mystic, like Stoneforge Mystic Path, based on what happens in those turns. Also, gotta be wary of attacking into legendary creatures with an active Shinka. What does Cloud get? Formalware? Formalware's pretty good if my Cloud dies or if I want to like block. We already have the Jite. Not really feeling like a clamp game as of yet. I think it's a pretty solid Formalware here. If they have a Bolt for Cloud or if they just like attack Loyal Apprentice, I might block. If they just like cast Yoshi attack, I would be tempted to trade to play around. Try to play. I guess if they have Solitude or Pyrokinesis, would they send it on one Cloud? I don't know. Oh well, that's certainly something. I'll block. All right, well. Aid, huh? That's really good. I think I just forced them to sack the Loyal Apprentice here. I don't want them to get, like, Yoshi Loyal Apprentice Goblin Bombardment online. My only other option is, like, Guide of Souls Stoneforge Mystic, and then if they rip land and play Yoshi, it just gets harder to connect with my Umezawa's Jite. I think I'm fine just, like, spending my turn forcing the action and getting the Loyal Apprentice off the board. We just have, like, so much follow-up. And we also have, like, instant speed Formalware at that point. Yep. Leave them there. Next turn we can like Guide plus Formalware or something. Oh, they miss again. It's great for me. Yeah, I guess I do equip it here, just in case they have like some sort of graveyard hate card. It's free to equip here first. Yeah, like that. Expertly clicked. Definitely not at all just me clicking buttons at random. I guess I could just equip Force the Sack. Seems fine. Cast Stoneforge or hold up a Demi or do whatever. Kind of don't want the Cathar Commando to die because I kind of want to kill the Goblin Bombardment. I guess we just like Stoneforge for another fucking like a Sword of Fire and Ice or something just to kill them. Per red probably deads them pretty fast, huh? Instant speed pro Goblin Bombardment seems pretty nice. Yeah, they're just dead. Obviously, they missed a bunch of land drops there, but and it's not really going to affect my sideboarding decisions, but it feels like they are probably just on Boros plus Mental Misstep Yoshimaru. Biggest thing against Yoshi is that you have your hand has to be really good if you are keeping a hand that doesn't answer a turn 1 Yoshi. This hand answers a turn 1 Yoshi a little clunkily. You'd rather have like something that actually costs 1 mana. There's a chance that we kill it on turn 2 and play Pride on turn 1. The second thing let you play N-1 card deck. Yep, they have 98 card deck. For mana efficiency's sake, I might just play the Pride out, but Pride's like not very good in this matchup. It's pretty hard to connect a lot of the time. But pitching a card, I said I actually don't really know how much that matters. All of my cards are like potential pitches too, because all of my cards aren't that good. Besides the removal spell. Like, Pro Red can matter sometimes. Pride can matter sometimes. Even Eruptor and Spellbinder are probably the worst, though. Great deck building. All my cards aren't very good. I mean, you know. We won game 1. We have Cloud in the command zone. We can afford to have a bunch of bad cards in our hand. I think with the way that this hand looks, I think I do want to play Pride on turn 1. I think I'm kind of fine just marching Yoshi on turn 2. There are a couple cards that'll punish me for it, but oftentimes they'll just like make a 2/2 or a 3/3 and hit me, and my Pride probably won't be able to attack very well, but I will at least be like a little bit more mana efficient and force my opponent to have some creatures back to block. Like that. Oh man, everything's coming up. Me. I assume they have like, some sort of like flash thing. A Demi. And they didn't want to like... They want to play a removal spell or something, prevent me from connecting with Pride. So I don't really want to like attack this, like kill this and attack. I could oust the Yoshimaru and then attack and then march whatever they bring in. Whatever they cast afterwards. Do I even want to do that, though? I could just march the Yoshi next turn I oust plus Cloud or something. I think I'm fine just saying go here. long do I wait before I march this? I guess it doesn't matter. It's just like them drawing Reverent Mantra. Yep. Whenever you attack with Mary and another legendary creature. Alright, well. Might be better than playing Cloud this turn, huh? Oust Mary, attack, start getting that ball rolling. Winter Moon him. Kind of in for this. I think I should sequence the other way around, because ousting is less important than resulting Winter Moon if they have Mana. But if they had Mana Tide, they would have absolutely Mana Tide the March. Love to draw a land next turn. Winter Moon, like, definitely hard inhibits the Yoshimaru from being relevant for most of this game. Just because it costs so much to put into play, and then they have to also, like, spend mana to make it a threat again. Wow, they're always cheating. I'll attack. We have Aven Interrupter backup. Or they just don't have anything. Do I want to hold up Aven Interrupter? What do they have? 5 cards in hand? They didn't want to cast any of them? Spellbinder, I guess, plays into Fury a little bit. But, I mean, I wouldn't be able to hard cast it at that point. I think I want to cast something. What's going on over there? Oh, there's Pyrokinesis. That's pretty rough. I guess that's what's going on. Well, I think this is a lot of fucking bullshit in here, huh? What do I even take? I kind of want to take the Pyrokinesis and just tax. It only taxes them a little bit. Could take the Fiery Confluence, so they could like never cast it. Basically, the Goblin Bombard. Take on the nice, try to leverage pro red guy. I mean, it's not like gone. It just costs them 3 mana, so they will be able to kill my pro red guy. Maybe I'm supposed to take Confluence just so this board doesn't get Confluenced. It forces the Pyrokinesis, so that I can, like, Confluence is easier to play around because it's a sorcery and it'll cost 8 billion mana. I can start to rebuild after that. Yeah, this is not true discard. Yeah, I think Confluence is maybe the take. It wipes the board. It like taxes them a lot, but it would like take us a little bit a while to rebuild. I think I want to yoink the Confluence. Also protects my Sword of Fire and Ice down the road. It's probably pretty key to winning this game. Sure. Pitching Goblin Bombardment, alright. Yeah, This Yoshi will take a little bit to get online. Oh, they can Detectives Phoenix it up immediately, though, because the Kinesis. That's fun. That is a little bit scary. We have a good amount of life cushion, though. Their hand is Unknown plus On Thin Ice. We can't even double spell because of our mana-based considerations. We can Cloud Clamp it. Just draw 4 cards. Can't be that bad. They have 6 mana Fiery Confluence and an On Thin Ice, and we will have a 7-card hand. We are a little bit worried about dying to the Yoshimaru. Did they shuffle away the Pippin at some point? What happened to that? What happened to the Pippin? I ousted it. They played Snow-Covered Plains, and then I Spellbinded them. So they're about to draw it. They're about to draw the Pippin, which is scary. Because it starts, like, it gives them 6 power, and they start, like, drawing cards to try to get out of it, but they're, like, tapping down again. It's okay, Pippin's a moron. Alternatively, if I just Aven Interrupter the Pippin, then we try to rip land, sort of Fire and Ice, Aven Interrupter, doesn't protect from the On Thin Ice, but I kind of want to just Cloud. Maybe this is wrong, maybe this is, like, a little bit greedy, but I want to find answers. I want to just dig for stuff, and our hand doesn't really do anything right now. If I had drawn a white source, I could double spell this turn. It would be much nicer. Finding, like, GTA or something. That was my first cast. Let's put him back in the command zone. The graveyard's plenty filled if we find reanimation stuff. Wow, these cards were not helpful. Clamp the Tithe Taker. Wait, they played Plains? Did I? Oh, the Plains was drawn last turn. Or no, the Pippin was drawn last turn, and then they drew Plains here. That Confluence is looking a little castable. I guess no, because they're just underneath the Winter Moon. Double Plains is kind of annoying. What do you have here? Pride? 2 Gs. Those are some strong draws. Your hand is On Thin Ice to answer my things. I think it's just Tithe Taker and then Aven Interrupter when they On Thin Ice, and if they don't On Thin Ice, the Tithe Taker just blocks the Mary. And also I would just flash an Aven Interrupter to kill the Ocelot Pride. Yeah. We can always Tech Edge them down at some point if they're getting close to casting Fiery Confluence of note. Yeah, I think it's just Tithe Taker, Aven Interrupter. Is that better than Sanctifier, Aven Interrupter? Sanctifier just brick walls Mary. Tithe Taker gets clamped better, which I might need to do down the road some point here. Tap your command tower. On Thin Ice, Aven Interrupter, we can install that for a turn. They don't have any good attacks. We can sort of Fire and Ice. Help clean up the board a little bit. Taking a bunch of hits from Yoshimaru, not great. You can't cast it immediately, right? Plotting his next turn, yeah. On a later turn, yeah. I think that's what they were trying to do there. Just recast Onthanice. Alright, hit me for 4. Okay, that's big. Alright, Portable Hole's good for me. What's the plan here? 6 mana? Sword up Bird. Portable Hole Yoshi. Attack, shoot Phoenix. I'm at 9. They on thin ice. The Sanctifier attack me for 4 down to 5. And they get 2 cats off Ocelot Pride. We could shoot Pride instead of Phoenix, so they don't get as much board, but we go down to 4 life. It's gonna be close. I think my best bet is getting this sort of Fire and Ice online, though. Start picking off these things. I think I want to take 5 and kill the Pride. They leave it under. I guess their plan is to eventually get to this confluence. It is kind of scary and looming. I'd rather keep the Aven Interrupter alive. And this, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to 4 here. They spend 2 mana on Thanicing the Sanctifier and Vec. Hit me down to 4. We can kill the Detective's Phoenix. Although, it does get exiled anymore. Shoot. That is scary, huh? It's really scary. Yep. One, two, three, four, 5. Shoot the Phoenix. There's not enough fodder in the yard yet to be worried about it, and it's the only thing that can't get blocked on the ground here. Are we dead to Confluence on damage enemy gamer? Well, their Confluence costs 6 mana, and they're currently under a Winter Moon, so it's hard for them to get to it. But yes, we are dead if they get there. We might just be able to race, though, with this, like, sword going. Oh, that's big. It's actually huge. I kind of don't want to play this Sid anymore. Tekka's landed onto the Confluence. They cost 6 mana. The Confluence was Elite Spellbindered. It cost them 6 mana. I guess, no, we just do this, right? play the Sid probably. Oh, I don't want to cast this Path to Exile. You might be Solitude fodder. I think we've stabilized. Isn't it 8 with the Aven Flavor? Oh yeah, that is true. It is 8 because they are Aven Interrupter still in play. Their Confluence costs like 1,000 mana. I think we've stabilized pretty well. We can also now have the Healing Salve mode where we can like gain 4. They just like dome me for 6 or whatever with Solitude or Aven Interrupter. They don't have good attacks. I think we've stabilized this. We're not dead to like a random Ghost Fireblade because we have Solitude. Iced out of their own Confluence Magistrate. Is Magistrate? No, Magistrate's not global. It's just on your opponents. It's kind of scary, but wait, are they gonna? No, they can't like flage into Detectives Phoenix. That still wouldn't lethal me anyway, but it is a little bit scary. Not gonna lie. Dome me for 3. I don't think there's a reason that I would Solitude this right now. Are you dead? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? You're dead, right? You're dead to Sash. Do I have enough mana to play and equip and do all that? If I set Crystal Vein plus... No, then I don't have enough white... Wait, no. I don't think I have enough white mana, right? Oh no, this is also his flying. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 5 white. This should be lethal. Equip plus 5 white. Yeah, I think this is lethal with Giver Runes back up. Everything is flying. Oh, it actually costs 1 less. Whoops. We don't need to sack the Crystal Vein. We can just reconfigure. This is lethal, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, alright. Triple checked. Bang. Oh, let's go. Nicely done. That's how we do it. Love to find those like random, oh wait, did I top deck lethal? Gotta do some math moments. Some back-to-back trophies with this list from this week and last week. Feeling pretty good. Everybody get your last type trophy in the chat. Get in while the getting's good. Get your chance at 120 play points while we wrap up the stream here. Ugh, stressful game. Second to recuperate. But yeah, I mean, this list feels really good. Very happy with it. It's a nice spot to take a little break. I'll be moving the next couple of weeks, so I won't be streaming, won't be playing anything. So I'll come back to it, see how the metagame has shaped up over the couple of weeks that I'll be gone. I don't know the exact. I'm gonna miss either the next 2 or the next 3 stream times. We'll see how it goes, but we'll come back to it, start making some more edits to the deck. But it's been feeling really good. I really like a lot of what Ambrose's list has going on for it. A little bit more meat in the deck. I think there's a way to merge this with the idea of like you do kind of want to try to consistently have a 1-drop on turn 1, because it has burned us a few times where you're just like on the draw and you don't really have a better play besides turn 2 Cloud, and if you play turn 2 Cloud without playing a turn 1 play, then you just move to discard, which sucks. But really liking this stuff. Let's wrap up the giveaway here. Giveaway goes to Oscar Pod. Congratulations. Go. Sending right now. Alright, that's all my playpoint codes since we're done for the month. Let's find someone to go raid, huh? Is there no Harain? He's always streaming. Nope, not streaming. Alright, gotta find somebody else. 1 second. But yeah, there's definitely some cards you can kind of pick out here that I'm not really a huge fan of. Bird and Fortune, I kind of get. It definitely is nice in a lot of matchups. Just doesn't feel like those matchups are really showing up on Moto as much. I'm willing to like take it into consideration as a cut. There are probably a couple other cards we could pick out here. He ended the stream? What the heck? Harain's usually streaming to like 1 a.m. Some bullshit. We gotta find someone to raid. I'm gonna go raid Ben Wheeler. He's raided me on occasion. Big Canlander guy. Send y'all his way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, be out next 2-3 weeks. Hope you come back when I'll be streaming. Follow me on Blue Sky if you want to know my exact schedule, because I will probably be posting it, or be in the Duel Commander Discord. Contact me, etc., etc. My DMs are always open. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. Got another trophy. Always very exciting. Cloud feels really good. Big fan of the deck, and I will continue to be once we come back in a few weeks here. Have a good one, everybody.